where the truth once stood. A kingdom of confusion carved out of falsehood. But he walks through the ruins like a prophet reborn. A voice watching fire, a mic on this door. The chaos watches with an all-seeing glare. Guardian of reason in a world unaware. When the overlord stalls at the edge of the frame, the faithful rise up, they already know his name. I'm here to resurrect the second coming of common sin. I come to wake the sleeping, the church will bring the fed. No idols, no illusions, no hollow in Japan. He's here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Thinking truth from the wreckage, lazy dog from the dead. Every word is a weapon, shot men declare. Exposing every shadow we pretend not to fear. And the overlord rises with the suffering command. A beast of judgment, the mortal chemist dead. On his growl rings through the silence of the night. The loyal understand, trigger keeps the battle is right. I'm here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. I'm making the chaos of found to every test. It's all your kiss with darkness. Rising defend. He's here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Now you're head to the beast that controls the doors. It's in yellow reason with a ball-crushing bark. If his ball runs empty, the shadows will consume. The world cracks open, ushering down. So read the command, don't deploy and accord. If you know what's good, feed more the overlord.
Welcome back to the party, everybody. This is Marty, and I am your host, Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Everybody hit that like and subscribe. You know I would do it for you, and let's party. Welcome. Who do we got? Mel in the building. Shout out to Dick Johnson. Hello, behave. Always a pleasure to see you. We got our boy Warehouse Junkie saying like and sub. Thank you so very, very much. And of course, join that Discord. These were deleted. We'll leave them up there. But Lone Wolf and Gov is ready for the libtard tears. Vertical, we depend on you. So welcome, everybody. If you did not see, Alex Jones, the GOAT of conspiracies, was on PBD. And, you know, somebody was just asking the other day about, like, oh, why do you go to PBD? He gets good guests. I'm sorry. It's fun. It's, and it's, you know, he gets the right people at the right time. So let's do it. Shout out to King Nirvana. Thank you so very much. Remember, all that stuff is very free. It's easy and helps the channel so much. It does not even matter if you think anybody's going to click on the link. Just by you telling the platform you want more people to see it, they will show it to more people. Thank you so very, very much. Let's dive right in. As always, if you cannot hear the video, please do let me know.
Well, we got so many directions to go and what to talk about. Let's start off with Epstein, is what I want to get right into. So your open, you know,
I guess he's sick. I think they fixed the audio. I saw some clips of this, and it sounded better. So we'll see. Otherwise, I finally downloaded that thing, so I'll be able to turn it up.
Unfiltered analysis of what you think happened yesterday with Pam Bondi's hearing.
Bondi is not even a bad person, but we knew when she first got in, she's a talking head. There's so much complexity going on in the DOJ. That's why she came out at first and said, oh, yeah, we have all these millions of files and hundreds of kids getting raped, and it's Epstein doing it. And then later we learned she was told that, and then she has to reverse it and say, well, actually, that's not what it is. It was about child porn. So we don't really know the truth about all that because there's so much over the almost 20 years of investigation.
Why is this doing this? That's so weird.
About Epstein that's been slurped up. And also, last year they had or not last 2 years, a hotline where anybody could just call in to the FBI or just send in paperwork, and any of that gets thrown in there. So that's why Trump is in there about 1 million times. But
yeah. And like, this is the number one thing that people who are still with Trump on being like, oh, we don't need to release all of that. I'm very much happy that I voted for Trump, but I'm very much upset at his flipping of his position on the files. And so I do understand that there's going to be a lot of bullshit out there. There's going to be a lot of these fake FBI tips and stuff like that. And it's going to cause some chaos. But that is not enough of a reason to just be like, we should forget about that.
I'm also not an apologist for her. The DOJ has handled this totally horribly. And they've taken something where it's the Democrats that are known for sexualizing children. Drag queen story time, all of it. It's the Democrats, in California lowering the age of consent.
Now you're protecting
to 12-year-olds. And now it's only a misdemeanor, 2 days in jail if you rape a kid down to 12. I mean, literally. And somehow
is that really the law?
Absolutely. And now they've somehow turned it around where the Republican Party is the pedophile protection party when it's the Democrats that are 99% in the Epstein Files actually doing stuff to kids. And then the media focuses on Ludnick, who I do think was BSing how much he knew Epstein. It's definitely financial. But okay, fine. He should resign over being caught lying. But let's go after the people that are Democrats that are implicated by witnesses raping young girls at the island, at Zorro Ranch, at the New York facility, and in Paris.
As you can already hear, we're probably going to get demonetized. Don't forget, guys, that every single donation comes with a treat for the Overlord. Look at that time and right in the frame. He is old and he is beautiful and he loves treats. Also, don't forget that if we hit that stream goal of 15 super chats of any donation or $75 total, not only does Morty get an extra special treat, but I've got to do a push-up for every $2. I am puny. I need your help. And again, looks like it's going to be demonetized, so help me out.
Somehow the Democrats have turned this all the way around, and conservatives are demanding, Trump, you're covering it up, release it all.
And he is.
And that needs to be looked at, but we need to have the
he was.
main focus be on the admitted stuff that's in all of this. Bill Gates, all about the Democrats, the leftists, all these top billionaires that have hated Trump. This is cut and dry, but somehow it's all been turned around against Trump, and a lot of that's because of the mishandling of Trump coming out and saying it's all a hoax. And then Roger Stone talked to him and said, no, sir, you mean the stuff about you being involved was a hoax. Yeah, that's what I meant. But still.
Hey, shout out to Trey Williams in the building with the Cash App. Thank you so very, very much. And of course, a treat for the Overlord for the love of the game, says Trey. Thank you so very, very much, starting us out early. And of course, that makes you the new sponsor of the stream. Very much appreciated. We also got Hector. Welcome. Is what? He's always rocking. He's always ready. Welcome to the party, guys.
Someone said, no, sir, you mean the stuff about you being involved was a hoax. Yeah, that's what I meant. But still, a few days ago, Pam Bondi said, we're moving on at the White House. Well, the rest of us aren't moving on. And so they are implicating themselves, even though I've researched step one side and down the other. And there's very little bad stuff Republicans are in there doing. Epstein was mainly a Democrat, leftist system. That's why he's out with all these leftist politicians in Europe that are having to resign in the UK and Europe proper. So I'm just calling like it is. If I find something with the Republicans or if I find something that they're doing, I'll go after them. But so far, we found almost nothing except for the old Republican Party, where Epstein originally got launched from. Then he became an operative of the Democrats. And if you want, I can do some of the background history on that, why I was the first report on Epstein. Do it. 18 years.
Oh, my goodness. Warehouse Junkie with the big tan. Thank you so very, very much. Said F those demonetization people. They are protecting kitty diddlers. Indeed, they are. Thank you, sir. And now that makes you the new sponsor of the stream. Gentlemen, thank you. so very, very much. And we are off to the races. Thank you very, very much. It's nasty stuff here. Nasty stuff here. And don't let anybody tell you that Trump didn't try to cover this up. It's out there now. But if Trump had his way, it would be buried forever. Don't let anybody tell you anything different.
And if you want, I can do some of the background history on that, why I was the first to report on Epstein 18 years ago.
That's good.
Yeah.
Sorry about this, folks.
We should have been more. Yeah, they're both. They're one guy's talking like this, one guy's talking like this. But I mean, if there's anybody to parse through the actual files and be like, okay, well, what is the significance of this and what is the significance of that? I can't think of anybody better than Alex Jones.
Oh, well, we got it. So, I've been on air 32 years, and I was on local radio, then I got syndicated. There weren't any other shows like mine, really, that were on commercial radio. They were on shortwave and like little conferences and books, and they were great people. And so I got to interview Ted Gunderson, who was high-level FBI retired. In fact, he was tapped to be the director, but he was too conservative, so he didn't get it when Hoover died.
Trey coming back again with the big 5, said Alex Jones, a.k.a. Mr. Broken Clock. Fair. But, I mean, that was the absolute, if you're going to get any conspiracy correct, this is the one, right? This is the one. Thank you, sir. Very much appreciated.
Yeah, I retired. In fact, he was tapped to be the director, but he was too conservative, so he didn't get it when Hoover died. And I interviewed all these other top experts, like John DeCamp, that exposed the Franklin cover-up, and the Republican Party, the blue blood Republican Party, running kids, the same stuff for blackmail out of Omaha, Nebraska, and out of New York, and out of Penn State, and a bunch of other places. And that was cut and dry. They caught them, they went to jail, but it then got shut down. And a bunch of people involved in the pedophile rings all magically died. So I knew John DeCamp, interviewed him.
I was just going to say, yeah, I totally agree with you. And then you're going to come, well, what? You don't know shit about shit, all right? Except that. But yeah, Trey, I mean, hey, when he's on. They were indeed turning the frogs gay. Well, transing them. But hey, everybody thought it was crazy. Broken clock, baby.
All of the pedophile rings all magically died. So I knew John DeCamp, interviewed him many times, Ted Gunderson many times. And so they told me all of this. Kathy O'Brien, which has now been totally vindicated, she had been an MK Ultra mind control program that was attached to this. And a lot of that's been declassified. And so I knew about all this and heard about all this from them. And so I understood that then it also came out in 1989, all front page Washington Times. I've seen you cover it.
Yeah, and maybe, CBT, welcome, saying, I still think many went to Epstein Island at the time. They're all predators. Absolutely. It's, I forget who it was. Someone trying to be like, well, maybe they didn't know this, that. People knew. They knew, and that's why they wanted to be on the island. They all knew. And I mean, there's definitely people who maybe were around and didn't know the extent of things, and that maybe it was, crazy parties, but not the specifics. But people knew. Welcome.
1989, all front page Washington Times. I've seen you cover it. Underage call boys, midnight visits White House.
But overwhelmingly, the assumption can be made that you probably knew what was going on. Now, in terms of, the law, I don't think anybody should be prosecuted based on vibes or anything. But we know.
And so you have to understand that George Herbert Walker Bush had been the CIA director, youngest ever. Never been in the CIA. They said when they put him in there in the 70s, not true. He was basically researched. It was even the documents running the JFK assassination operation as the man on the ground in '63. So that was his little reward. But later, he's the head of the CIA, and then he's the head of the country. And he brings in Wexler, and he is a Victoria's Secret, all of that.
Lex Luthor?
He is the handler of Epstein, who also works with Bill Barr, who had been the CIA liaison in Iran-Contra. Even at his young age, he ran Iran-Contra for George Herbert Walker Bush in a compartmentalized program under Reagan that Reagan didn't know about, and was a big scandal over that. So then Barr gets promoted to be Attorney General, and then he's brought back by Trump later. So he's been Attorney General twice. And now Mike Pence exposed a bunch of this that wasn't part of
Are they taking shots, or are they trying to clear up their well, I guess, a little whiskey will help you out.
The Epstein Files, but knowing what to look for now in the millions and millions of public files, it was Bill Barr, George Herbert Walker Bush, the Les Wexner, and all of them in the early 90s that set up a CIA airline like Air America 2.0 or Evergreen Transportation in Ohio. They used for the first funding of that the Somali conflict, and they bring in the first 30,000 Somalis into Ohio. Okay. And
not Minnesota, but Ohio. Maybe we should be checking for fraud. And again, I said, well, I'm happy to say that Trump was definitely trying to cover up the files. If there is fraud in Ohio, just like there's fraud in Minnesota, then we got to look at JD Vance.
This is what year?
this is
Oh, sorry if you just came for MAGA what's the word there? Sycophantry? I don't know. Dogma and licking the asshole of Trump. You're in the wrong place. I do love me some Trump, but not with this. And I'll call it as I see it.
1991. Okay. And this is all public. And a lot of this research, I had a lot of this research, but then I've watched like 10 hours of Mike Benz, just every like 6-hour, 4-hour programs, just this document, that document, totally mapping it. So you have the CIA.
I'll cover it. I'll cover it. Let's go.
Bringing in Epstein to be basically the front man for the airline. So
let's get those 10 million views, bro.
So he's already by 1991. He is already the head of the cutout for major CIA operations. Now, why they pick him? Bill Barr's father was like number 5 in OSS in World War II. Then he was like number 3 in CIA. This is all public. Then he runs an all-girls school in New York that Epstein is hired at like 26 years old to come in and, boy, suddenly becomes like the deputy principal over these girls. Donald Barr then writes a book called Space Relations.
Strangest book.
About humans working with aliens to kidnap children in sex slavery on a faraway planet. So, very nice person. The point is that
none of this is new. None of this is made up. When he was talking about it over the last 30 years, he knew what the fuck he was talking about. Dick Johnson is back. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
They're it's Bill Barr, known CIA. His dad, known CIA. Herbert Walker Bush, known CIA. They use the cutout first money, claiming it's for Somali refugees, spending $2 billion to set up hundreds.
That was the Haitians. All right, get your conspiracies straight.
Of aircraft, some of them, like passenger jets. They set all this up, and they're using it for money laundering, drug trafficking. It wasn't just me in Arkansas, and the.
I gotta split the difference. A little OCD with my timing. Go 1.15. 1.2 is a little too fast.
Over here with the CIA and the Bushes. That's all come out. It was also over here in Ohio.
Better.
And so that's how important Epstein was all the way through, that he was so trusted that he was put in charge. Now, I didn't know this till the Bannon interview came out. That was not released by Bannon, but was in the Epstein Files, the 2-hour interview from 2017 or 18.
Too many pedos at one table.
Everybody's going to watch it.
You know.
I thought, this is going to be boring. I watched.
Actually, you know what? I want to put this to a poll. I want to know if you guys saw the Vodazilla, the CoffeeZilla. It was like a 37-minute or something like that video on all of this. That poll, remember, all the good polls are on the landscape stream. Guys, if you are on the vertical stream, enjoy. But if you would like to join us over on the landscape stream, I will always have that pinned link, a link straight up over to us, and putting up those polls right now.
My mouth was hanging open. I knew that Epstein was part of the Trial Commission.
Fuck, wait, what did he say?
Because I thought, this is going to be boring. I watched it. My mouth was hanging open. I knew that Epstein was part of the Trial Commission. But that's like saying you're the head of, Valuetainment, and then you've got, a secretary or something, that's important, but they're not the head of it. I thought, okay.
I forgot the question I was going to ask.
He must have. I always heard he was in the Trial Commission. No, I'm watching that.
Hold on. Do we got one of them? We got one. We know you're cannibals. Well, we know you're cannibals. We might not have the evidence to put you down in court, but we know. We know.
Show that interview. He's like, no, David Rockefeller approached me to be his right-hand man for systems analysis, so I could integrate all these systems together. And because they had too many experts at just one level, and he knew about my work, with some other groups, being the CIA. So he brought me in to be his representative, and so they put him on the board of the Trial Commission, which is one of the most powerful globalist elite or super organizational systems, precursor to the World Economic Forum. So Larry thinks the head of the World Economic Forum today was Klaus Schwab. It's the equivalent of him of a 30-year-old being on the board of the WEF today, okay, which has co-voting rights with the UN. So he is the protege.
That's what I was going to ask. All right, now I remember. I was like, wait, what did I say? No, about the cannibal. So that's what they're doing over on Epstein Island. I mean, I don't know which ones specifically, but they have rituals and all of this stuff. So I wanted to ask if you guys had seen the CoffeeZilla video. And so, Dick, you should definitely go check that out because it's wild. It is wild.
Cachet. And basically imperial legate. That's a Roman term for someone who can speak for the emperor. David Rockefeller set up the UN, set up the modern globalist system. He's on record doing it all. Here's a 30-year-old man that is literally given the control to fly around the world and be the representative of David Rockefeller.
He's saying this in the Steve Bannon interview.
He is, but then here's what I didn't just believe Jeffrey Epstein. I already knew I went and looked all this up, and it's all public. So it was all, the Trilateral Commission has documents on its own site and talks about the meetings and the things that Epstein chaired meetings with world leaders. So we knew decades later he's got all these world leaders calling him. And
I'll take that, Ryan. Welcome. We also got Kenneth in the building. So this guy should switch to decaf. I think if we're talking about Alex, I think he needs to do exactly what he has been doing. He has been doing exactly what we've needed him to do. He was right all along. He was ahead of his time, but now is his time. I just said the side-by-side Alex Jones transformation also looks like he's bulking on anger. Anger maxing, bro. Anger maxing. No, not right now. Right now. After.
That Epstein chaired meetings with world leaders. So we knew decades later he's got all these world leaders calling him and, all this stuff. But he was, what's the Trilateral Commission do? It's all the leaders, the intelligence agencies, the big corporations.
I mean, they're definitely not completely different type of people. I would hope that they would have a very significant difference in that one isn't trying to diddle little kids. But up until the election, Trump was all about hanging, no pun intended, hanging Epstein out to dry. And now, why do we care about that? I care about that.
The governments and academia all together, just the leadership, and then coordinates globally through the three pillars, Europe, Asia, and North America. The point is, this is the precursor to everything we see today. And so now you know what the Epstein thing is really all about. Now, obviously, through the underage
we've been new
stuff and the pedophilia that he was brought in, clearly, when he went to that girls' school and the rest of it, that's just the gateway drug with these people from my studying of them and what Ted Gunderson and all of them told me. And they explain that, no, they really do, like to torture kids and drain off their blood and have the endorphins, not just the adrenaline. And so I knew all this MO. And so that's how I was able to explain to people. People found videos now 18 years old. They're posted right now on Infowars.com today, where I'm saying.
And this is why I was asking about the CoffeeZilla video, which most of you are saying no, that there are emails between people like Steve Bannon, Epstein, Woody Allen, specifically talking about this stuff. Well, actually, no, that was for something different. But there's questions about whether George Bush was eating babies on some some cruise ship or something like that. And again, we don't know what we don't know. They just dropped a whole big file dump, so it's going to take a long time to even be able to see what exactly does it even say, and then it's going to take even longer to determine what of what is said is valid, is relevant to what we're talking about here. So it's going to take time, but that we need people like Alex Jones on this. Lowell said Trump called the cops on Epstein in 2006. Trump locked up Epstein in 2019. Trump released the files 2025. All Democrats did was get money from Epstein's PDF island. Bingo. And yeah, as angry as I am that Trump did not want to put these out, he did. He did. No other president did, but he did. I don't know, man. Trump wanted to cover his tracks. Why did Democrats help him from 2020 to 24? It doesn't need to make sense, does it? Well, no, I think that Trump knew that his name would show up a lot, and so that wouldn't look good for him, and the Democrats would use that. But as Alex Jones was just talking about, it's mostly the Democrats that are in there, not solely, but the uniparty in general. They're not helping Trump, they're helping each other. Exactly. Nothing comment said Trump did it because he had no choice. Bingo. So I said, if he had it his way, they would never see the light of day. And I will never, ever say that I regret my vote. I'm happy that I voted for him in 24, but that doesn't mean that this is okay. Shout out to Equality and Deference because vagina over on Rumble. Welcome. Said like and shared again. Thank you so much. That stuff really does help. Again, it doesn't even matter if you think anybody's going to click on the link. Just by you telling the platform you want more people to see it, they will show it to more people. So we're going to turn the friggin' frogs gay. Indeed. Nothing said. Trump is still interfering with the release of the unredacted files. I don't know if he is hiding something about him or if somebody got to him and is threatening his family or what, but he changed his tune. And anybody who is acting like, no, well, he didn't run on this and blah, 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 is fucking bullshitting. They're fucking bullshitting. And we don't need it. We don't need you to bullshit. Just be like, yeah, it's weird that that we love Trump, best president of our lifetime, but it is fucking odd that he changed up on the Epstein Files. I don't know why people can't say that. Shout out to Ryan. How do you find enlightenment? Well, you tune in to The Indian Jesus live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, and sometimes whenever I feel like it. Yeah, shout out to Equality. We'll put, remember, we are always on Rumble. And if it put the space here, then I'll be happy. But Quality and Deference because of vagina. Oh yeah, he was. Why did he hire Cash Patel and Dan Bongino? What was the reason that they were hired? Oh, the Epstein Files. That's why.
No, it's a cult. It's Satanism. It's black magic. This is what they really do, because it's not just Epstein, it's the people up above him to be able to do the horrible stuff they do. They have worldviews and world models that we're just animals that we need to be sacrificed, that they're the Ubermenschen because they're willing to do this. We're weak, they're not. And so you have to understand this is a standardized system. Before they called it mind control, before they called it...
See, I completely disagree. I think he's done some amazing things and has shaken up the culture in such a way that was needed. Doesn't mean I love everything he does.
Intelligence agencies, before they called it that, they called it secret societies. And really all secret societies have been...
No, they were hired because they were the guys on the Epstein Files. That was specifically it.
Some have been good, some have been bad, some have been a mix. But the bad ones, the dark ones as they call it, the occult ones, the hidden ones, they have always used torture and drugs and sex and what you'd call mind control, trauma-based mind control. And just in the modern parlance, they took that and then institutionalized it. So you got to...
I said, indeed, it doesn't matter what he ran on. It matters what promises he made, and he fucking said that he would release the titty fucking files. And again, he did, but if he had his way, they would never see the light of day.
Skull and Bones set up in the 1820s, or I think even earlier, by the main heirs to the Opium Trust of the British East India Company. That's public knowledge that they set up Skull and Bones off of the Druidic and Germanic Druidic teachings, and we have this because
what does it say in the skull? This part said Skull and Bones, known as the Order 322, or the Brotherhood of Death, is an undergraduate senior secret student society at Yale, New Haven, Connecticut. Skull and Bones is considered one of the big three, an ancient eight at Yale University, the oldest senior class society at the university. Skull and Bones has become a cultural institution for its powerful alumni and conspiracy.
The daughter of one of the members, when he was dying of cancer, gave it to his daughter, who was the head of Department of Education then under Reagan, Charlotte.
We got Deanna. Welcome to the party. I am, I'll say I'm a Trump voter. I voted for Trump. I'm not really supporting what he's doing in a lot of areas, but yes, I am right-leaning. I'm more of a, politically homeless. I used to be liberal, left the left, that whole kind of thing. Welcome to the party. Lowell said if Trump had his way, he could have used a presidential veto. Question, did he use a presidential veto? No, but again, how would that look? How would that look, using a presidential veto to get to hide the files that he has nothing to do with? Come on, man. What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
Who I interviewed many times. Her father was on it. They gave the information to Anthony Sutton, the Senate archivist, and who I knew very well, talked to many times. And so they were able to release it. So what they do with Skull and Bones is, this is the elites of the elites, is they pick them, they get in it, and then they basically by increment explain to them, you're going to become possessed by a god. They don't call it a demon. And then all the Skull and Bones leadership comes in the last few days, and they've been for days sleeping naked in coffins, trying to channel these entities. They're bathing in feces, in huge vats, urine, and
hey, that's cultural appropriation. I said it before you did.
This is even in the movie The Good Shepherd with Matt Damon, produced by Robert De Niro, and it's in there, and it's all that's what they do. And so imagine, all I'm saying is that's for people that are 18 years old, 19 years old. These are just like MS-13 wants you to not just kill somebody now, they want you to sacrifice them, a carbon pentagram in them, and they want you to do it to a kid. That's now what they've graduated their initiations to.
Yeah. So if I said, I'm gonna give you $5, Lone Wolf, and they're like, all right, cool, thanks. And I was like, wait. That's a hoax. I never said I was gonna give you $5. And then you hold me down, and you're like, you fucking said you're giving me $5. You would have no issue with that? Cope. The cope is hard, bro.
Higher up leadership is. And so, again, it's the same thing.
Again, I will ask, why were Cash and Dan hired? Why were they hired? And then they said there was nothing to see. Trust me, bro. And then there was a bunch of stuff to see.
Where it's a rite of passage. You got to do horrible things to prove yourself, and that's what this all is. And so that's how I was able to tell everybody that it's far worse than 14-year-old girls. They've just focused on them because here's the thing: I'm not against these women. They are victims. They were under Stockholm syndrome. But Elon Musk is right. Here's the big secret: what everybody when you're growing up tell you, what the FBI is putting bulletins. You know, ice cream truck pulls up. There's a kid in the back. I got a puppy. Come see the toy. They use kids to other kids. The women.
I like this warehouse said we should be upset that it took so long to get the files, but we have them now. Don't lose focus on the files because we are mad at Trump. Completely agreed. I just don't want to lose sight of the fact that he bullshitted us. He was bullshitting us. It's Trump, but the bullshitting was always to further the goal of us together, not to bullshit us.
That they've settled with and that are the victims and all this stuff. Almost all of them are the women that ended up working for Epstein for years and years and years.
Damn, none of you saw the CoffeeZilla video? I kind of almost want to do that instead now. We got to stay here. But goddamn, go check that out.
Recruiting other young girls to come to
After
$200, $100.
Absolutely.
You'll get paid.
Absolutely. Some were bought at age, this is public, at age 9 or.
Yeah, and they're saying they're redacted because they want to save the victims. But it's an email from someone to Jeffrey Epstein, like, yo, let me get little girls redacted. Like, what? Who is that protecting? Now, the other question, the other side of that is that there might already be legal stuff going on with some of those people, and so they redacted they redacted the names because they don't want to hurt their own case. So again, I think we have to manage the two sides of it. The fact is that, we got fleeced. I fully admit that. Part of the delay was bureaucratic delays. True. But again, Trump was, from the very first time, I clocked it. The very first time was when he was in that meeting with Bibi Netanyahu. Pam Bondi was there. A journalist asked about the files, and he jumped in. He's like, wait. Texas is drowning, and we're talking about this? Yeah, motherfucker. Yeah, we are. They're not, and so like a lot of times, like I said, that from what I hear, that could be because they're already doing legal stuff and they don't want to hurt the case. But I don't know. Like we said, it's going to take a long time to actually parse out what is in the files. I don't want to lose sight of the fact that he didn't release the files how I think he should have released the files. Somebody's coping, but it ain't me. So just be happy with whatever Daddy Trump says, right? Okay, bro.
10 from their Eastern European parents, flown here and then worked for him for decades. And so exactly, they're the ones that manage and run the women. And so when you see these women...
Bro, you're missing my point. You're missing the point. I know, right over your head. It's not that it didn't come out the way I wanted to come out. It's that he switched up. He switched up. Do you not get that? Or are you just pretending it didn't happen?
There, you have to understand that in many cases, you're looking at people that for 5 years, 10 years worked for Epstein, and we're part of it. But see, that's how they stop it. Those women then tell a limited story about what was going on. But then you read the names of some of the women. They're in all the emails preparing the beef jerky, walking the beef jerky up. They're in the things preparing it to be sent to the labs, so to be broken down and sent to people. Let's get to the IV bags. They're I'm not trying to put these women down. I'm just saying, notice in the hearing yesterday or 2 days ago, they asked Bondi, they said, have you ever interviewed any of these women? And she goes, I don't know. So they asked.
Can you play the clip, Rob?
I'll find it.
Can you play
and they asked the women, and none of them have ever been talked to. But if you look, a couple of the women in there were actually girlfriends after they were adults and worked for Epstein for over a decade, and it turns out worked for George Soros. So see, I'm not trying to demonize the women. I'm just saying what you're seeing is not what you're actually getting here. Okay, and so it doesn't go down to all the kids that got eaten. It doesn't go down to all the kids that got strangled and thrown.
Some of these girls that are up there, you're saying worked for Soros.
One of them, I can pull it up, currently does on the Tides
Play the clip, Rob.
Ask them if that's true.
Oh, Pam Bondage. What did Equality just say? Pam Bondage is in the wrong line of work. She did not have a good showing here. I didn't watch the whole thing, but from what I saw, not a good showing.
One of them, I can pull it up, currently does on the Tides.
Play the clip, Rob.
Ask them if that's true. Now, with the survivors and victims who are here, please stand up one more time. Just by show of hands, how many of you or your loved ones actually have met with the Department of Justice and provided testimony and estimate and evidence? None. And of those of you who have not met, which is everyone, how many of you have reached out either individually or...
I agree that Biden could have released them at any time, but he didn't. So that's what the outrage is about. What is it that can you connect the two ideas to me? Because it seems like if you're saying Biden could have released them at any time, so the outrage is justified because he didn't.
Or through a lawyer or representative to offer to provide testimony and evidence. All of them. And of those all of you who have reached out, how many of you were denied or ignored by the Department of Justice? All of them. And despite the shameful and despicable...
I'm telling you, this is not a good look. This is not a good look. You are purposely strawmanning what I say. You know that's not what I'm saying. I've explained it to you 3 times, and you're going back to other bullshit. I mean, come on, man.
Efforts by Miss Bondi and her department to intimidate you. How many of you are still willing to...
True, but, that's a whole other issue.
...to speak to the Department of Justice? All of them. Well, Miss Bondi, it looks like you have some more witnesses to talk expired.
Now, I'm not defending Bondi. She's involved in the cover-up. I get into how and why for more information.
Yup. And Sleepy Man Bad, Pam Bondi is an embarrassment. Shout out to Mike in the building. Welcome. Said, I used to be a Trump fanboy, but lately he's becoming just like the rest of the politicians. Bingo. Yup. Bingo. That's what I've been saying ever since that meeting. But I'm just coping, right? I'm just coping because I want things the way that I want them, that way that I want them, right? It has nothing to do with how I always talk about how we have to look at politicians as politicians and not as normal people in a different way, right? Yeah, I'm switching up. Okay. Quality said, does Lone Wolf really not understand the problem? Is he clowning around? I'm not sure. I'm not sure because, like, with this, I sometimes he likes to, do his thing. Maybe he's trying to just get a little engagement. In which case, I'm all for it. But if that is legitimate, then it's a little weird. Yeah, Art says crazy how you didn't expect a politician to be a politician. Fair enough, but I mean, he was very much not a politician when or didn't at least act like it until very recently. So fair enough. I'll take that up.
Now, I'm not defending Bondi. She's involved in the cover-up. I get into how and why for more information. But then she knows it's a whole nother level because I'm not saying all the women. I forget her name. I can pull it up. You see the one right there with the large breasts and short in the middle of like kind of strawberry blonde hair? I can pull her name up. Yes. Her. Yeah. She is high-level operative. She met Epstein at 21. Basically worked for them.
What's her name?
I can pull it up. But she worked for them. It's in the news. She worked for them for almost 10 years. And the point is, a lot of these people are in the emails. So you have to understand, guys, Why does it stop at 14 and 15-year-old girls? Because they don't want you, and the Republicans don't want to go there. The Democrats don't want to go there. They don't want to
go where? Go where? We gotta hear that. From Rumble, Quality said the problem. Trump promised to release. Then Trump acted like he never said that and insulted his supporters. After the unholy stink raised by the base, he where'd it go? He flipped. Oh wait. After the unholy stink raised by said base, he flipped back to releasing. The flipping and the flopping and the bullshitting is the goddamn problem. Bingo. Exactly. It's that simple. He got politically forced to do it from saying that I'm going to help you do it. That's a switch up. Shout out to Montag. Welcome to the party. Very good to see you. Said like that shit again. Guys, free, easy, helps so very, very much. Very glad to see you. Let's dive right. Oh, wait. So, okay, we're going to get the dots connected for us. You say he switched up from saying he would release the Epstein Files, yet the Epstein Files are being released, but you don't like the words in between. Correct. So you don't care about the words that your politicians say? Stupid. That's kind of their only fucking purpose, what they say, and if it lines up with what they do. So glad we agree that Trump switched up, and even though the files are out, that was a bullshit switch up. Shout out to Box in the building. Welcome. Maybe, just maybe. Let's see.
Girls, because they don't want you, and the Republicans don't want to go there. The Democrats don't want to go there. They don't want to go to, we got the sex slave at the Hyatt. The finances been taken care of. Okay, yeah, I just bought these babies from these women. Yep. I mean, and you have police reports of women saying, yeah, I'm at Zorro Ranch. They took my baby away from me. You have police reports from totally separate deals, and then you have the files, him talking about the same thing.
Gotcha. Okay, so Yakov is saying, no matter how poorly you believe this administration, being the Trump administration, is conducting this, it's irrelevant and theatrical because of the silence of the left under Biden. Fair. I'm not like, again, it's not, none of this is binary. None of this is black and white. It is good that the files are out. It is good that it's the Trump administration that did it. It's bad that he flip-flopped. It's worse that Biden didn't do anything. I mean, you can hold multiple ideas at one time. You're not only allowed to have it's not a multiple choice. It's not a multiple choice. I keep saying something, and then you're like, well, what about this other thing? You're like, yeah, that too, but not this.
Hundreds of emails. We have the smoking guns. We need 100 FBI agents out there with ground penetrating radar digging up Zorro Ranch. They need to be tearing out the walls at all these places. Where are the hundreds of hard drives they took out of Zorro Ranch? That's the real cover-up, okay? So everything's a limited hangout. Everything stops with, oh, these girls that got recruited at 14. Oh, it's so terrible. And yeah, okay, it is terrible. But the ones that got killed with suicide were the ones that explained, no, those other girls, most of them, they worked for Epstein. They
all did. Shout out to Jennifer with the $5 make you holla. Thank you. So very, very much. And of course, a treat for Morty. You're on the vertical stream. Come on over. You're so cute. Well, I'm not a nerd. Maybe I'm a little bit of a nerd, but hey, the world needs nerds, right? Welcome. Thank you so very, very much.
Committed suicide were the ones that explained, no, those other girls, most of them.
Oh, wait, I want to read this. Before we get that, Equality said it's like if you were wrongfully imprisoned and eventually let you out, then you ask, why are you mad, bro? You're out of jail now. Bingo. Exactly. You were still aggrieved. And again, like, you can disagree with that. But to pretend that this is not what we're saying is disingenuous. So either you're not getting it or you're being disingenuous. Like you said, I like my politicians to say they're going to release the file. All right, bro. I mean, either you get it or you don't.
But the ones that got killed or committed suicide were the ones that explained, no, those other girls, most of them, they worked for Epstein. They were the ones managing it, running it. In these emails, they would have a girl, 12, 13 that they grabbed, they bring her there, and it's in the emails. And he's like, you're a fat slob, and you better take care of these men, or we're gonna make you stay in this closet. But once you're nice, you can hang out with the nice ladies upstairs. So they would use female control and females wanting to be with females, socially to get these women with peer pressure into the Stockholm syndrome. And so all I'm saying is, when Bondi knows full well that if she goes and talks to those women, they already know what the setup is.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Wrath of Reason. Welcome for the $2. Very much appreciated. And of course, a treat for Morty. Good evening to you, sir. Hey, we got Warehouse Junkie again. Thank you. Said donos help the fight the demonetization gods. And to feed Morty. Feed Morty, he doesn't get any food. Unless it's for you guys. Thank you. So, very, very much. We also got batshit crazy in the building. Welcome to the party. Argument? Yeah, exactly. Argument is not a monolith. You don't have to have this one position on all of the things about Epstein. There's multiple things going on. And many multiples of things going on. Thank you again. Welcome. Let's dive right back in.
And there's been a deal made above that.
Interesting. So there's a risk to talk to them. Because the average person watching this, Alex, is going to be like, well, remember the debate with Hillary and Trump. And Trump says, let me tell you who we have here. He had all the ladies that were accused, that were victims of Bill Clinton. And she didn't know how to handle it. And the audience looked at it. I would say that was one of the biggest stunts that helped Trump beat Hillary.
I agree.
The average person who watches this, they look at it and say, why don't you talk to the victims? Why don't you go speak to them? Why don't you want to hear their stories? What is the risk for Bondi to speak to them?
Again, I want to be clear. I'm trying to show people the different angles of the 35,000-foot view. I think Bondi's handled this terribly. I believe they are involved in a cover-up, which has led them right into this disaster. And I'm going to answer your question, but first I want to say this. That's why Trump has to go there with all the human sacrifice, with the blood drinking, with the black magic on the blackboard, with the buried bodies, with the buying babies, with the disappearing children, and it's all Democrats connected to it. Instead, as Bondi said in the hearing yesterday, she said it'll bring down the stock market if this is known. I've said that about 500 times. Not that I agree with that, but I've been told right before Trump got reelected, they said, listen, Mossad, British intelligence, CIA ran this. It's really a giant money laundering operation, which we already knew.
All right, we'll put it to the poll. We'll see what you guys think. Is it justified to be upset over Trump flip-flopping even though the files are out? The question is not, should we not care about the files and just rag on Trump? The question is it okay to have that emotion about that experience?
Mike Pence proven. Trump believes that it's also cold. There's no way to prove it. The Democrats have had the file. They're going to twist it. He's been convinced it's all disaster. It's old news. It's designed to be a tar baby, which it is. So he's going to say, let's just move on. But I explained at the time, and I've told the White House this, you can't. It's a trap. This is how the people that are guilty trick you into becoming an accomplice and then manage it and turn it around and politically destroy you. And then, of course, none of the truth ever.
Then, of course, that's exactly what the fuck happened.
Comes out. It's all a giant smokescreen of garbage and fake AI and the rest of it. So I was just simply bringing that clip up, not to obfuscate from the clip, that's why I raised it, but to say, here's the other layers to it that are going on. Now, to answer your other question, yes, this looks absolutely horrible. She looks like a deer in the headlights. She looks like she has a gun to her head. Like when we saw Bongino and Patel 11 months ago get up on Fox, they go,
that just got their jobs for no reason at all. They just, they just look nice, right? What is this? Full the roll? Is that a French thing, or is that you just talking shit?
She looks like she has a gun to her head. Like when we saw Bongino and Patel 11 months ago get up on Fox, they go, I know we said there were another shooter
I'll take that.
In Pennsylvania. There was.
I'll take that. Doesn't mean he didn't flip-flop.
Epstein acted alone. In fact, he wasn't even a child trafficker, and he had no accomplices, and he killed himself, and the Easter Bunny is real. And everybody turned against him because we'd already studied it. We knew it wasn't true, plus it was a 180. So it's the same thing. It looks terrible. It is terrible. It's hurting Trump really bad. It's hurting America. And again, my frustration is it lets the Democrats, who are the ones that are really guilty, if you look at the evidence, pretend that it's Trump and the Republicans that are the pedo protection party. And notice they're not going to.
He's fighting it, but he's like, I can't. I got Alex Jones here. We got to do the show.
the big reports of top Democrats and people raping kids and all the witnesses and everything. They're focusing on Lutnick, which is fine. Lutnick obviously was in business with him, obviously moved in next door to him, lied and said he only saw him once and thought he was creeping around out of his house with his wife. And then a couple of years later, he's out at his island with his kids. Oh, yeah, no. But Lutnick's never been implicated in any of the illegal stuff. Fine. Fire Lutnick, or if you found him in a crime, indict him. But let's spend as much time on the hardcore cannibalism, Satanism, human trafficking, buying, selling children.
Yes.
And that's Democrats.
They're not there yet.
Yes.
They're not there yet, by the way. It doesn't seem like they're there yet. This is the clip I think you were talking.
Yeah, because again, they're not there yet, but that's where we need to go with this. That obviously, yes, the surface, it's such a crazy fucking timeline that the surface level sex trafficking, like, that's obviously a huge fucking deal. But goddamn, there's deeper shit going on as well.
Talking about, Rob, you may want to fast forward to the part.
Whenever you want.
No, I get that. Go forward, Rob. When he starts saying, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. So Trenton is saying Trump is the only one who released it. That's a good thing. That doesn't mean that he tried to not release them. I don't know which part is confusing.
He killed himself. You want me to? I've seen the whole file. He killed himself.
This is the clip you were talking about.
Did he though?
Yes.
Yeah. So, a part of it for me yesterday, I watched the Bondi hearing, and I asked myself, I couldn't find one clip that made her look good. Not one. Typically, these hearings, you'll say, okay, she won this one, they won this one, this was even, this was whatever, nobody won here, she took this one. I don't know if I found the clip. Now, don't get me wrong. The whole fighting back and pushing back and all that stuff, was that present? Sure. Asking Jasmine Crockett.
He didn't say those exact words, but he said we should all move on and stop caring, which means we shouldn't look at the files. I don't know what you're doing, bro. I don't know what you're doing, but I mean, at least I'm not bugging. You are in the vast, vast minority.
She goes for 5 minutes, doesn't ask a single question, or the other lady who doesn't bring up Hakeem Jeffries or calling out a lot of these people. That's great. There's a part of it that some people are speculating. Tell me what you think about this, where the DOJ or the AG was monitoring what the representatives were searching when they were going to look at the Epstein Files. I don't know if you saw that or not. Rob, do you have that?
Shout out to Dylan Soup. Welcome. Said, I think if nothing else, I, being Dylan, am disappointed in Trump in the sense that he campaigned on the damn thing. Exactly. We got Marilyn. Shout out to God herself. Welcome.
There's a story going around that they were actually monitoring what these representatives were searching when they went to look at Epstein Files. What do you know about that story?
Oh, I'll guarantee you that was going on. I mean, I haven't seen the story, but of course they were. Everything in those computers is being monitored, and there's a record of it.
So, meaning, if I'm whoever I am, I'm going to go out.
It's just like when you search your own file.
At a question that wasn't even aimed at him. But yeah, let's just ignore that because things happened.
Files, or you search Google, they're searching a private database at the DOJ. Of course, they know who logs in, this congressperson, and then now they know what they're going to look at. They have a record of it.
So they know exactly what you're looking at. Why would they want to know what you're looking at?
I mean, by default, that's the way computers work. I don't know if that story's particularly true.
Do I have to ask you what a woman is? Bro?
I just know that's the way computers work.
Yeah, where's that story that's saying that happened?
Right here. This is Representative Nancy Mace of South Carolina said full release of the names of the Epstein Files would shock the world. And then there is an article here this morning. Justice Department tracking which Epstein Files lawmakers are searching for, opening, and reviewing. According to this is Nancy Mace as well.
Yeah, that's a 2-month-old story as well on what they're looking at. I guess it makes sense to see what person's story they're interested in. The other part of it is...
Well, no. It means the watchers are... Who's going to watch the watchers? And so, I agree it's Big Brother. I'm just saying by the very nature of it, they have the technology, so I'm sure they are monitoring what they're watching.
This is the last one, dude. I understand that you don't understand what I'm saying or that you don't like what I'm saying, but you keep, like, the entire point of what I'm saying is the ... You're yada-yadaing exactly what I'm talking about to act like it didn't happen. And that's pathetic. Can't just be like, I disagree. We got the files, and I don't really care that Trump tried to hide them. If that's your opinion, then fine. Why are you trying to make it sound like I'm saying some fruity shit? That's not what I said. But if you need to believe that, then lie to yourself, brother. Lie to yourself.
And so, I agree it's Big Brother. I'm just saying by the very nature of it, they have the technology, so I'm sure they are monitoring what they're watching.
I would assume this is something both sides probably do. The other part of it is, You know the Dems, they only want one person. They want Trump, right? They want to get Trump. You know, this has been going on under 4 presidents that people have been looking at. Why is it that it's fallen on this administration's mishandling of the files? Because right now the left is running with this. They're saying they're hiding it. Massey and Ro Khanna are coming together. This is not a good look on the current administration.
Exactly. Maybe that's why, especially if you knew that you were never going to be able to fucking hide them, that you should have just been like, fuck, even though I don't want these released, I'm going to shut my mouth and release them because it will look good for me. We got Full Metal Chad. Welcome. Yeah, he's, I don't know if it's, the fact that he's working out or if he's on Ozempic or whatever. And so I'll say this again for anyone who just came in. I can have the opinion that it is that 1, it is good that we have the files. 2, that it is bad that Trump tried to not release the files. And 3, that it is worse that Biden hid the files. Is anybody else confused besides Lone Wolf?
Just nailed it. But going back to your last thing you said about money, and then I'll cover that, if I may. Even Senator Kennedy, who's a Republican and likes her, he had to tear her up on Epstein. I mean, so even Senator Kennedy had to nail her, and that's because she's been sitting there to sell something that isn't going to sell. And everybody keeps blaming her and blaming even Todd Blanche, who, by the way, doesn't like me. I'm not defending him. They're following Trump's directives. And I said this, about a year ago when the cover-up started.
So that's a Lone Wolf.
And it's been since confirmed. So it's Trump that thinks it's a distraction and a diversion, a tar baby, which it is. But it doesn't matter because exactly the Democrats never wanted to touch it. They covered it up. They controlled the files. That's why there's all these clips going around. I saw today of Don Lemon, just 3 years ago, going, how dare the Republicans try to investigate the Epstein files? This is bigoted, and this is horrible, and this is crazy, and this is terrible. So, yeah, and that's what Trump should be pointing out. You're the pedo party. You're the sexualized kids party. It's all the Democrats that are in these files. But because there are so many big bankers and British royalty and all of it, he has been told, that's what I was told. Again, I've said this probably 100 times. I said Trump has been convinced that it will crash the economy if all these bankers and people, if this stuff comes out, and he thinks end justifies the means, it's too dangerous. And look,
the ends justify the means. That's always gone well in history, right?
Look, Trump, I'm not pushing this. I'm saying, let's look at his perspective. The carbon taxes have been estimated by top experts that they put them in the next decade to kill 2 billion people by starvation or war. Okay, Trump just got us out of the Paris Accord. They've secured the border. They found half of the 500,000 missing children. They've got no tax on tips. The economy is starting to turn around. It goes on and on and on and on and on.
And so again, when you say, do I regret my vote or do I hate Trump? No, he's done some amazing things. And he's the best president in my lifetime. But he's far from perfect. And I think if that message in and of itself, that Trump is not perfect, you are the inverse of TDS. Dare I say, the woke right. Guantek said, Alex worked with Ways to Well to get himself in better shape. They do multiple full blood work panels to find out all that stuff. Awesome. So shout out to doing it in the way that, avoiding the Ozempic and doing it the real way. I don't know. All right. Well, who is fucking spamming? Chill the fuck out. You get a timeout, and then next time you're gone.
Getting men out of women's sports, exposing, the NGOs, the election fraud. I mean, it's great. That's why it's paradoxical. I want Trump to succeed, but he has to understand that this has become a litmus test.
They're not going to win here if they continue going this way. If they continue fighting, opening it up, this is just going to make it seem like they're hiding something more and more.
Yeah. So why does Trump not like Massey and MTG? What was that about? So we now have 4 people just in this stream that I'm talking about that Trump doesn't like because of the Epstein files, but he likes them because of the Epstein files.
What?
Make it make sense.
More and more. So what should they do? Should they release the whole thing? Well, what is the right move to make here? And by the way, before you answer that question, guys, you've been asking this for a long time. It's official. Alex Jones is on Manect. You can officially ask him any questions.
All right.
Did I answer your last question?
No. So I asked the question. So what should they do? Because for me, as I'm sitting there, if I score the biggest victories, crime, murder down 20%, border, beautiful, safe, people feel safe, having their kids play outside, San Diego, Arizona, Texas.
Why didn't he do that? I specifically hired these people to do this and to do that. And Cash Patel and Dan Bunyan, they're going to be on top of this, and we're going to get it out. And then, oh, why do you even care about that? Why do you even care about that? That's a Democrat hoax. Is it though? Is it though? Guess not. Guess not, huh? You know what? Let's do this real quick, guys. By the end of the stream, you guys will have picked my new tattoo. My next tattoo. There is a let me grab the link. Oh, boom. 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 If you hit that link, it will bring you to a poll of 4 options here of designs that will be the next tattoo. You guys decided all of these, and now you get to vote on which one wins. We have a dilly dilly with Trump hair, very close to home. And then we got the Native American Jesus as opposed to the Indian Jesus. We've got Hillary Clinton has a penis, which I'm surprised does not have more votes, and Trump as a Hindu god with many arms and stuff. Whichever one you guys pick, whichever one wins by the end of this stream, I will be getting tattooed on my body. So go hit that poll. Doing it for the gram. Doing it for the tube, yo. Doing it for the tube. All right, I'm back.
20%. Border, beautiful, safe. People feel safe having their kids play outside. San Diego, Arizona, Texas, New Mexico. Nice. We're winning in some of these areas.
DC.
Right, DC, safer, all crime, all this stuff. Minnesota, Minneapolis, ICE, maybe a couple fumbles there, sure. This is number 1 fumble. And so if they hired 5 advisors to go sit in a room with them, these are logical players. You're one of them. What counsel
What do you care about that? Those words.
do you give to them?
Well, when I was driving here this morning, I know the White House watches your show. They watch mine, not as much, but I've been told by the folks that they love your show, and I hope they listen. Look, I know they listen. I've had Mark Mitchell, the pollster, was on my show a few months ago, and they really liked what he had to say. So the vice president brought him to meet with Trump and tried to explain the same stuff. In which Mitchell was on my show yesterday, just saying.
Wait, Lone Wolf, are you making the argument? I didn't read this in full. Are you saying that the president's words don't matter? Is that the argument that you're making? The president's words don't matter. So no, I specifically decided to take the pictures out because the pictures were just meant to be a jump off, but I realized people were voting based on the picture, and the picture was not necessarily going to be the end design. So the details that, or the choices themselves are dilly dilly with that emoji, but one of the glasses will have Trump hair. So dilly dilly is that first one. Then Native American Jesus, as opposed to the Indian Jesus. Hillary Clinton has a penis, and Trump as a Hindu god with many arms. So again, whichever you guys pick is getting inked on my body forever.
This is, you got to stop. He's doing.
Right.
He's one of the most accurate pollsters. It's killing Trump. My family, people on the street, my callers, my listeners. I've got my finger on the pulse. I don't need a poll to tell people. People want a rebel that goes after the evil deep state. We cut our teeth exposing the Democrats, the pedophile protection party. It's Keir Starmer was the head judge that wouldn't prosecute one pedophile for 15 years in the UK and protected the Islamic grooming gangs. And then now he's all tied in with all these people at Epstein's Island, and he.
I just learned today that those grooming gangs and stuff like that, the Islam ones, when it comes to, I forget the exact thing, but something with violence, they put those under Asian men. So Asian men are like the second most violent demographic. And it's like, whoa, what? What's wrong? What's wrong with the Ching Chongs? What's wrong with the Ching Chongs? But they put the slams in there. Mike said life is not an on-off switch. It's more like a dimmer. There's nuance. Some of you guys are just very simple-minded in your arguments.
Bingo.
Yep. So ironically, I do have, I've gotten a bunch of, on this one, I actually founded a laser tattoo removal. So I have that, and let's do this. Have I ever showed you guys this? I don't know if I've ever showed you guys this. So so I'll tell you the story first. So when real quick side quest. When we were starting, it was me and my dad. So we're starting this laser tattoo removal thing, and instead of having a brochure that like had a before and after picture, he literally said, "You got to sacrifice one of your tattoos." And so let's pull up the Flower of Life. I'm sure you guys know what it looks like, but just in case, we have this thing. Oh, this thingy right here. So I wanted that tattooed, and the way that the guy did it was not really perfect, even though, I thought it was a good tattoo. So when Papa Lutch was like, you got to sacrifice one of your tattoos, this is what we did. I hope my legs are not super gross and ashy. So yeah, you could see that there. So that same design, come on, focus. That same design was all filled in here. And now it's all gone. So already did that. And it was just for the whatchamacallit, the consultations when people would come in. And he was always saying, like, it's a doctor's office type of thing. But then we bring you in the room to, talk about how much it hurts and what it is and this and that. And people were like, oh, okay, it's cool. So, well, side quest that bet you didn't expect. Shao Kahn from Mortal Kombat. That's the first time I've gotten that one. We get Jared Leto, Asmongold, Moist Critical, and now Shao Kahn. Interesting. All right, let's dive right back in. Is the penis going to be on her crotch like a real penis, or just her holding a dildo? Probably the former. Probably, her having one. So when I in case you noticed, that's exactly why I switched it to not put the pictures there, because in the other one I tried to do a speaking of dilly, that's a dilly. Good one. But yeah, so I tried to AI the picture of Hillary Clinton with a penis, and it gave me her holding one, but it's gonna be more like she has a penis. But yeah, go vote.
And protected the Islamic grooming gangs. And then now he's all tied in with all these people at Epstein's Island, and he won't resign. I mean, it's like they're up to their eyeballs in the real stuff. And Trump is just saying, I'm not involved. I didn't do anything. I dropped the dime, which is in the FBI files. Well, where's Trump at a press conference? See, I was an FBI informant. I got him arrested 18 years ago. I broke that with Roger Stone like 11 years ago before he even ran. So that's what's crazy, is though he knows there's so much garbage. And that's what they explain. They go, sir, in the last year of Biden, they implemented this tip line. And I was telling people that were in the cabinet meetings when they convinced me of this. They go, sir, they implemented this tip line, and anybody by fax or email or phone can call in and file a report. So
me or Alex Jones?
Schizophrenic women, like in August, you'll call in and say, I was at Mar-a-Lago and Trump and Elon, raped me.
I mean, Shao Kahn he's the one with the multiple arms, right? So, I mean, if that's where you're going, again, it's just a jump off point. So, and you guys can, you guys definitely can influence. Once the design is picked, then we got to figure out what exactly it is. But hey, it's all about what you guys want.
Like in August, you'll call in and say, I was at Mar-a-Lago and Trump and Elon, raped me. And all of a sudden, it turns out they were at Mar-a-Lago then. Or another report, I was at this golf course this year and Trump raped me and did this. The golf course wasn't built for 5 years. It's so liar. What you mean? There's a public, and now, sir, you see Jamie Raskin and Schumer. Trump is in the files 1 million times. Well, because it's all.
Oh, that's Goro that has multiple arms. So yeah,
Oh, so now they've got this ongoing tip line. So when you hear that there's 3 million more files they haven't given you, next month it'll be 5 million. You understand? Because it's a perpetual motion machine. It's a cornucopia. It just spews it. So I'm not defending this. I'm telling you what Trump's been told. And that's why I said he's told it'll crash the stock market. Bondi yesterday, it'll crash the stock market. And it's not like if they had targets they could get, or even a few of their own people they could sacrifice, they do it. They know it's a giant mess of BS and crap. And then the women that are the victims and the survivors, almost all of them were, got into it, and that's how it worked. And we're actually madams, out running these operations. And now they've been recruited and snapped up by the Democrats. They're now on the payroll. That way, all the Democrats that are in there can be protected by the witnesses. Oh, we're not going to.
Correct. The president, the leader of my nation, tried to pull a fast one. And I don't like that. What is wrong with that position? What is wrong with not liking being lied to? That's what I'm not understanding. It's fine if you don't care that he tried to bullshit you. That's fine for you to have that opinion. I'm just not no bitch and going to call somebody out when they're trying to bullshit me. What do you not understand about that? And again, just put the tattoo poll. Click that. Please come right back, though.
About kids disappearing or beef jerky. We're not going to talk about one piece of pizza that's glowing and loving and you're going to love it for 7 people. We're not going to talk about, we'll deliver the...
These are the files.
Was he wrong about Epstein?
Oh, yes. We'll deliver the 7, 9, and
Thank you,
12-year-old to
sir.
the hot tub for your entertainment, Mr. Podesta. But remember, they're children, but they're well-trained. But you got to, yeah, oh, yeah. And it's not just, it's also in the WikiLeaks files. So all the same crap is in there that is in here. And it all just goes...
This is the clip you were talking about, Rob, if you want to play it. Don Lemon on Anderson Cooper.
This entire time, y'all been giving me shit because I'm fucking upset with Trump. And then somebody comes in and stop bootlicking Trump. These Lone Wolf, go after them. Go after them. We're on the same fucking team.
Saying you shouldn't go after Epstein's files. Go ahead.
I think it's interesting when you look on the internet and you see the bigotry on the internet and the people who have been, these conspiracy theories about QAnon and about Jeffrey Epstein. There's a picture of me on the internet, right, where someone has superimposed the face of Jeffrey Epstein over Chris Cuomo and I, like hanging out, and there are people who actually believe it. And people say, well, not all.
The only reason I don't believe it is because if Elon couldn't get in, then you ain't getting in, Don. Sorry.
Trump supporters are bigots or racists. Okay, fine. You can believe that. But when I look at all the people who put things like that on the internet, 99 times out of 100, it is a Trump supporter. So people should think about that as they are placing those things on the internet, as they are wearing political messages in the workplace as well.
Yeah.
I saw a correlation, so think about that. Think about that. Signing off, I'm Don Lemon.
Well, we're talking about that. There's a fake flight manifest that has like 100.
I bet you're on it.
Yeah, I'm allegedly on it. Obviously, if you want to see who was on that flight, there are court documents, and there's like a handful of people whose names you might know who were, who were ever on any flights of his.
So here's the same.
I mean, somebody needs to get fired. Somebody needs to get fired.
Tag they ran. WikiLeaks, Julian Assange, about 2 months for the election in 2016. Releases millions of emails. So everybody goes and jumps in them and verifies them and checks them. And there's all these emails about upstate New York and other places with the Podestas, with others. Like, hey, we're going to have our Thelema rituals tomorrow. We're bringing the spirit cooking. That's blood. And it's all in there. And there's famous emails where, and it's a well-known woman that ran a service where kids come and play with you. And you can order them online and stuff. And it's just her delivering.
Oh, yeah. Remember the Wayfair stuff that was totally fake? Real.
The 3 children to John Podesta at the wooded facility, and then they'll be in the hot tub waiting for you for your entertainment. And this is all the reality. Well, how did they divert off? They then had the New York Times and CNN report on 4chan and 8chan diverting off to a pizza place in D.C. that the people were part of, but nothing was really going on there with imaginary underground torture facilities that didn't exist. So
that was the PSYOP. Shout out to Mr. Alley Cat. Welcome to the party. You have to believe everything Alex says. The frogs were actually turned gay. Actually, sir, to be more accurate, they were trans. They weren't gay. They were trans. Not the same thing. And then we got Jones is compromised. How is he compromised? Yo. We ain't about that over here. This is the second time somebody said something about Chester Bennington. What is are you just saying that, or is that relevant to what we're talking about? Because it's the second time somebody has said something that, and I don't know what it's referring to.
You see that the people were part of, but nothing was really going on there with imaginary underground torture facilities that didn't exist. So they could go report on the fake story instead of the real stuff over there. You understand? So that's how they were discrediting it, saying, oh, there's no Epstein, there's no pedophilia. It's all fake stuff about us. That's another thing happening. Somebody's flooding Facebook, X, TikTok with famous footage of Trump at beauty pageants and things like that.
Young girls, these are all AI deep fake.
And
they're everywhere.
And they marching the little girls. Yeah. And it's admitted fake. You can even see it's famous videos of Trump. You can find the original video at a pageant.
But they work. Even if 20% believes it, they work. Some of these clips, I don't know about this one. No. There are some of them that
I believe it. I do, though. Like, it is very clear that Chester Bennington, because that was close to me. That hurt. He very clearly had issues. He'd been abused when he was younger. But I mean, again, that's kind of the person that you would use who already has a story, right? Really? God damn. Smokey Chester and a dude from Soundgarden, yeah, Chris Cornell, had inside knowledge on the Hollywood part of the Epstein Files. God damn. God damn. So they took them out for that. I mean, I personally wasn't really a Soundgarden fan. So like, and I mean, I'm pretty sure it was years earlier, right? When Chris Cornell died, and it just wasn't, something. I just didn't know his music and him so much. But yeah, I like the first. I have an older brother, and so most of the music that I got when I was young was just like whatever he was listening to. But when Hybrid Theory came out, like, just changed my world. God damn. Well, said it was weird that Chester was actually doing really well and showed no signs of depression right before his death. I don't remember. Yeah, but you never know with that stuff. You never know. I mean, I guess, but both stories do make perfect sense. Reminds me of the baseless rumors about Courtney Love and Kurt. I don't know. Yeah, absolutely no shade to Soundgarden. It just personally wasn't, a band that I was very, very into. All right, dive him back in. Thank you for the information.
They work. Some of these clips, I don't know about this one. No. There are some of them that's literally young girls. You'll see like 10-year-old, 12-year-old girls that deep fakes are being made.
It's the one that starts with there's a bunch of them, with like a little girl crying on stairs holding her crotch. It's not.
That's just not true. I mean, the male suicide numbers are through the roof, and a lot of them have wives and families. So I'm not saying you guys are wrong about it being connected to Epstein, but let's not pretend that because you have a family means that you won't do that.
It's the one that starts with there's a bunch of them, with like a little girl crying on stairs holding her crotch. It's not pornographic, but it clearly the implication she's just been raped. And then it cuts to all these shots of Trump at Mar-a-Lago and stuff that are known videos that we know and then they mesh them in with all these little girls. They're crying and Trump's pointing at them, and then they cut in. Yeah, it's sick.
Did you see the 2006 phone call that the president made to the PD saying, "Hey, Ghislaine Maxwell's evil"? That story that came out 2 days ago. You saw that, Rob? If you want to pull that up, Trump told Palm Beach police chief, everyone knew about Epstein. Maxwell was evil. Go a little bit lower. So why did this story not?
And that's why I'm okay. Like, it's a political thing that he flip-flopped on it. I mean, it's a bigger deal because of what the context is. But the flip-flop is a political issue, not a moral, not necessarily a moral crime. Because let's just say that I was the president and I ran on releasing the files, and then somehow, some way, I got in a position where they're like, hey, we're literally going to, take out your entire family if you do this. I might flip-flop on that too. I'm not saying that didn't happen. What I'm saying is that he flip-flopped, and I don't like that. It's a good thing that he flipped back because he had to, but doesn't mean he didn't do it. What? I don't like that. That's mean. Don't be mean to me. VeilQuest said, interestingly, we know companies and governments sleep people and make it look like self-harm. And we see people die inexplicably all the time. Hitmen are real, and rich people use them. It's tough. It is tough. Not the first time I heard you say, if I was the president. I mean, I don't think they would take me. I don't think they would take me. Oh, man. All right, let's dive back in.
Everyone knew about Epstein. Maxwell was evil. Go a little bit lower. So why did this story not?
Does this look like a basement to you? Why do people just say stupid shit? Should we take out the channel? Or I don't even really care anymore.
Come out earlier. Why is it coming out now?
Well, this is spinning like it's bad that he said they were bad then, but now he says it's not bad now. Roger Stone wrote a book on this. We were all vetting Trump. I was, right before I endorsed him. I was one of the first to do it. It was on record, and it come out in court, that Trump dropped the dime on him 18 years ago because he pulled Virginia Giuffre who was like 15 and worked there out, and he got pissed off about it. And so you have Michael Wolff in recordings going back 5, 6, 7 years of them trying to get him to say something about Trump. He's like, no, he never got a massage. No, he never was.
He thought that was serious. He didn't get the sound. Oh, Mike, you're retarded. Holy shit.
Around the girls. He was never around the kids. No, but he did drop a dime on me, and he's a piece of shit, and he's the worst guy ever. And he's
that would go nowhere. Oh, we got a hungry dance. Morty's hungry. We need food for Morty. Hungry man.
such a scammer, and he rips everybody off the business, which means Trump beats people. So I mean, it's literally Trump dropped everything Roger Stone told me back when he was trying to recruit me to support Trump, that Trump was going to win, which I vetted and got into. He explained how it all worked and how they're going to attack Trump for this, but it was really Trump first exposed it.
You guys know my name is not actually Jesus, right?
And then now all that stuff has come out because Roger lives here. Yeah, I mean, he's been at Mar-a-Lago since Trump got it. He's been at Trump's for 50 years. I mean, everything Roger's ever told me has been accurate. I mean,
let's not pretend that Alex has gotten a lot of things wrong, but when he's right, he's right. And if I'd seen the things that he'd seen, I'd be that passionate about it too.
He told me, and by the way, I like Steve Bannon. I don't think Steve Bannon's a bad guy. He was involved with Epstein. Epstein was very politically powerful. He was really the shadow head of the Trilateral Commission. People say he can control these world leaders. He really did. Okay, the emails of Bannon are, how do we overthrow the left and get populists in the UK? And he's asking Epstein advice on that. So, I mean, Bannon calls me all the time and sends me links and says, how do we do this? How do you put pressure on that? Hey, we need to get on this. That's Bannon works like 18 hours a day. I'm not defending it. I probably wouldn't have hung out with Epstein. But the contacts with him are there. And it's what Bannon always said they were. It was elections. It was contacts, because Epstein was like, you could get any number you wanted, any information from him. So,
and that's another part of it. It's not just that we have names and emails and conversation. It's about the connections that we see that are supposed to be, people in like, I'm so Christian and I care about family values, but also I'm working with Woody Allen on a movie to rehab Epstein's image. I don't make no sense.
Bannon was going, he even says in the interview, are you the devil? You're a pretty bad guy.
Can you pull up that clip?
But I mean, he's like going to the Trilateral Commission. This is David Rockefeller handed it over to him.
How many hours?
Steve Bannon was the first, I'm pretty sure it was the very first campaign. What the fuck is the position? But Steve Bannon is from not the Blaze. Fuck. What is it? Not the Blaze. Breitbart. So after Andrew Breitbart, he was on top of the Breitbart thing, and then he ran with Trump. Hey, shout out to Vale Quest for the $2. Thank you so very, very much. What? I'm getting a treat. Of course, every donation comes with a treat for the Overlord. Said Jeffrey was Illuminati, full stop. Sounds about right to me. Thank you. So, very, very much. Let's dive right back in.
Of that clip.
But I mean, he's like going to the Trilateral Commission. This is David Rockefeller handed it over to him.
How many hours was that? Did he say 14 hours?
Well, they say there's a whole bunch of hours, but I think all the feds got was like 2 hours.
Wolf has 100 hours. I had Wolf on and we talked about it. Rob, play this clip.
I told him the devil, 100%. The devil himself. The devil himself said, "I'm going to exchange some dollars for your child's life."
Do you think you're the devil himself?
No, but I do have a good mirror.
It's a serious question.
Sorry.
Do you think you're the devil himself?
I don't know.
What a weird reaction. Like, even if you thought somebody was joking about asking if you were the devil, wouldn't you be like, "Wait, what? Why? What?" With the fact that, you know what I mean? Even if it is a joke. That's a weird reaction.
Do your child's life. Do you think you're the devil himself?
Thank you again, Bale.
No, but I do have a good mirror.
It's a serious question. Do you think you're the devil himself?
I don't know. Why would you say that?
Because you have all the attributes. You're incredibly smart. You remember the devil. Somebody knows what? The devil's brilliant. You read Milton's Paradise Lost.
No, the devil scares me.
Satan is the
Good for Bannon for asking this.
Number 1 or 2 archangel. And the reason
good on Bannon for asking this, but again, the whole point was to rehab his image. Levi. I can read. Said, I knew Trump was compromised by Israel. He might not be a PDF, but still compromised. Yep, and I'm willing to say that it was something, again, political that made him be like, all right, let's try and hide this stuff. But he tried to hide that stuff. Lomo said, I think the Illuminati was jealous of Epstein. I also think Epstein was a good Muslim, faithful to the Quran.
Haram!
I don't know what to say to that. Yeah, right. Yes, I'm the devil. But in other news, the down is over 50,000. That's all that matters.
Goes to hell and leads the rebellion is because he can't be the top guy. And his thing is, I'd rather reign in hell than serve in heaven.
I saw that in a movie once called American Dharma. I don't remember who said it. Okay, we have to go.
Okay, good.
Okay. I told him.
So
welcome.
And so there are. I'm not saying Kabbalah itself is satanic, but any teaching has its dark and light side. But Jewish mysticism goes back to King Solomon and even before that. And in the Old Testament, they say you don't get involved in it, but then you get the New Testament start getting written. Like there's 30 plus other books, written by the rabbinic mainline, Jewish groups since then. And then there's a bunch of books written by Solomon, and I've actually read them. And that's the symbol of Israel. It's really the seal of Solomon. It's not the Star of David. That's just a made up modern name. But in all of that, there are experts on it, like serious scholars that don't really practice it, but know how to decipher it. So remember when James O'Keefe got footage inside that showed the temple and gargoyles and everything inside the blue and white striped temple with the gods and goddesses on top of it.
And remember, they painted over that shit when Tyler Oliveira went to the island.
And the chimeric gods, mix of animals and humans. So, but by the time O'Keefe got
GDP up, so politic good.
That footage, somebody had erased the answer to the equation. So he had this esoteric equation that only if you do Kabbalistic research and then all the modern stuff, AI and everything integrated into it, would you then get the answer? And then the answer is the takeover and total enslavement and destruction of humanity. And
that's all.
How they're going to use AI and all those other systems integrated into the banking system to do it. And then when you watch the interview with Bannon, he's talking about...
well, who will clean your toilet, Donald Trump?
And that interview was like 2018. He's talking about how the AI is already out of control. We know how to program it. It's going to take over, but it's okay. We're going to merge with it. And you can see that he's at the highest levels of all of this, planning this with big tech and everybody else. I mean, it's truly insane.
Yeah. But by the way, you were mentioned in the files, 14 times? And I think in one of the letters, he said something negative.
Guys, really quick, thank you so very, very much for liking the video. That stuff really does help. If you could do me a favor and subscribe if you are new. I am live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, and sometimes whenever I feel like it. And YouTube sucks with those notifications, so you may as well ring the bell so you never miss an Indian Jesus live party ever again. Thank you.
What about you and called the president elephant? I don't know what it was. Jones is crazier than Trump or the elephant. Who's Paul Krasner? Who's Paul Krasner?
He's a globalist. You look him up.
Yeah.
But there's actually 16 we found now. 16. Yeah, but I like the fact he doesn't like me.
That's a compliment.
But I love how
similar to Rogan.
I love how my enemies spun it though.
What?
They would spin it like Jones is in the files. He won't respond. And I'd see all these comments. I'm like, what do you mean I didn't respond? I just covered it as soon as I knew about it. It's like, but they just throw it out like. Anyways,
who's this guy, Rob?
Yeah, like somebody just came in. Oh, you're bootlicking Trump as I'm fucking fighting with my biggest fans about. I don't like my most loyal viewers. I don't like saying fans. That's gay. My most loyal viewers that Trump did something wrong. You can't win.
This is according to Google, this is Paul Krasner, the person that was emailing Jeffrey Epstein. This specific email right here.
Got it. Question for you about Thomas Massey, Rob. Can you pull up the clip with Massey and Bondi? There's a part about Massey and Bondi going back and forth. This is it. I want to get your thoughts on Massey. Go ahead, Rob.
Respond, and then the gentleman can move to the next question. It's my time.
Within 40 minutes, you asked me a question. Within 40 minutes, Wexner's name was added back.
Within 40 minutes of me catching you red-handed.
Red-handed. There was one redaction out of over 4,700, and we.
Yeah, but that's tongue in cheek. That's tongue in cheek. Like if you remember, we have the disciples, true disciples, cult discipls, and God Daddy. That's tongue in cheek. Like when people are like, "Oh, my fans, my adoring fans." That's like stay humble. Stay humble. You view what I do. You are viewers. Not that, that's a lower thing. Like, I love you guys, but I just kind of trying to not let my head get too big. And yeah, fucking shout out to Massey. Fucking let's give Massey a dilly. Trying to do what's right and getting the fucking slinging mud.
Red hand. There was one redaction out of
He's
over
listed as a co-conspirator.
4,700,
Okay.
and we
You know
invited
what?
you
Gentlemen,
in. This guy has Trump derangement syndrome. He needs to. You're a failed politician.
Gentlemen,
You need to
I
get
want
on
you to watch
the
the
matter.
video.
Chairman, please restore his time and remind the witness of the rules here.
There is no credible information.
What do you think about Massey?
I think this is the only time where she was right. But I think Massey overall is the good guy comparatively. So I'm not putting him down. Just if you look at this one play, because I did see this last night. When I didn't sleep last night, I was addicted watching all this. This stuff's too riveting.
Gin. It's a gin night. It's a gin night. If I had some gin. Make some Bombay, some Sapphire martinis. Ooh.
They did leave Les Wexler, who's a CIA.
Did I work? I mean, I've worked hard. I don't know if I've achieved. I don't know. It feels weird to be like my fans. But anyway, all right.
Stuff's too riveting. They did leave Les Wexler, who's a CIA controller, an owner of Victoria's Secret, a bunch of brands.
He's the one that gave the largest private residence, Manhattan, 54,000 square foot house to Epstein as a gift. That was a $77 million property. For no reason.
That's my dad's drink. It tastes like vanilla Coke. If you do it right, a nice vanilla Coke.
And he just so happened to own the house that Lutnick moved into next door.
Who owned it? Wexner?
Yep, same.
I didn't know that.
In a trust.
Really?
In a trust, yeah.
Wow.
It was called common.
So he bought it from him. Lutnick bought it from Wexner?
He didn't even know that, and that's actually true, because I spent hours seeing Lutnick was lying about this. It was just some big Manhattan real estate trust, but it turned out it was owned above it by Wexler and Epstein.
Yeah, I mean, those things you can't control. I live in an area where Paul Castellano, the boss of the, one of the big, I think it was the Gambino family or the Colombo family, who owned the house. So, hey, how did you get the house? Some of those things you can't control. But go back with the story.
Did Al Capone retire or something?
Yeah.
So we're going to see what they're doing. As you can see, there's a lot here that we're probably not going to be able to get to. And, we understand what they're, what they're saying about this. So I think, we'll jump to some other chapters because they're talking about like the Canadian shooter and all that stuff. And then we'll come back if there is time. So, what shall I do? Let's put up a poll on the Landscape stream to pick the next chapter. Hey, shout out to Thump and Weeble. Welcome to the party.
Yeah, you hear these types of stories. But go back to Massey. Massey saying that about Bondi. You were going to say something.
Oh, there's so much to say about Massey. I mean, here's the deal. I tracked this out of the people that got involved, talking to Massey, Emerald Robinson, and so many others. Literally just got him asking questions a couple years ago, even before Trump got back in, and Massey was on this because the American people want it. That's why we're covering it. And then Trump gets in and says, yeah, we're going to go look at it. And then says, no, there's nothing there. It's a hoax. And we're like, what do you mean? And now there's all these documents. And then Trump starts saying, we got to get rid of Massey. He's a traitor. Trump started that. Trump is committing political suicide again with little cuts. He ran off MTG. I know the inside baseball on that.
Mm-hmm.
And I still support.
And again, if you don't think that that's because of whatchamacallit, the Epstein stuff, then why does Trump hate them? Why does Trump hate them? Shout out to Nexus Abyss with a big $20. Thank you so very, very much. We'll bring the can. Look at, he's got a brick on that one. Oh, thank you. So very, very much. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I'm terrible at math, but I believe that makes you the new sponsor of the stream. All right, we had Warehouse with the 10. Yes, we've got a new sponsor of the stream. Thank you. So very, very much appreciated. Welcome to the party. We get a big one like that. Let's dive right back in. Thank you so very, very much.
Little cuts. He ran off MTG. I know the inside baseball on that. And I still support him. I've been nothing but persecuted, supported him. I don't get any money supporting him. All I get attacks and lawsuits by the Democrats. Because overall, it's good what he's doing on so many fronts. He's dismantling the globalists. He's really bringing 20 trillion in jobs back. Already about 8 trillion invested. He's already got energy prices down substantially. So, but I have a responsibility still to report. He went and started a fight with Massey.
Why?
And made weird statements about his wife after she died. And then he attacked MTG. Listen, MTG isn't running for senator or governor. She's always been a successful woman in her own right. Had a very successful construction company making tens of millions a year.
Shout out again to Nexus Abyss. Guys, that's 8 out of 15 or 47 out of 50 or 47 out of $75 to hit that goal to get Morty an extra special treat with his Kong stuff. And if we hit the goal, every $2 is a push-up that I have to do. I am puny. I am tiny. Help me out. Like Nexus Abyss. Thank you very, very much.
Isn't running for senator or governor. She's always been a successful woman in her own right. Had a very successful construction company making tens of millions a year. I talked to her, good friends with her. I knew she was going to resign 5 days before she did. She said, I think I'm going to step down. I can't handle it. And she said, Alex, this is off record, but then later it came out. She said it again, so I can say it.
Right again. So, guys, on the landscape stream, there is a poll to decide what is going to be the next chapter that we jump to, since we're probably not going to be able to finish the whole thing. Again, if you're on the vertical stream and you don't want to be on the vertical stream, the pinned link will always be a link to the landscape stream. So wherever you are, enjoy it. I don't know about buying new shirts. I didn't realize that, if you look back at like 6 months ago, before I bought some new shirts, yes, I have to buy them. So because, whatever. I forgot if I was small or medium, and I should have gotten small, because these are like, I like a tighter fit. So I'm not filling this out. So I need you to help me fill it out. All right. Thank you to everybody who has donated so far. And, of course, a big shout out to the disciples.
This is off record, but then later it came out. She said it again, so I can say it. They had a deep fake AI saying that was called, though, for real statement she made, basically. She goes, the last time I really talked to him at any length, he just said, listen, we can't have these files come out because it'll hurt the stock market. It'll discredit America, the faith and credit, basically, and it'll embarrass my friends.
Who said that?
Trump.
Said it to who?
Her. And now you got Bondi yesterday saying it in the Congress. But Roger Stone, when he was president-elect, said, hey, just so you know, this Epstein thing's going to be a big problem. And Roger...
I could see that, like that he's distancing himself from MAGA on purpose in order to get Vance 2028. I could see that. We're specifically talking about Trump. I don't know, because that would require JD Vance to specifically distance, for him to specifically distance himself, not necessarily for Trump to move the window or whatever to make JD look better. I don't know. We'll see.
Doesn't mind me saying this now, but he said Trump's had the CIA come to him. He didn't tell me what Trump said, but they have dinner all the time. And he goes, Trump thinks it's going to ruin the economy, and it's a big tar baby. And the Democrats have had the file, and it's a setup. And the intelligence agencies say it can bring down the whole country. So, don't expect Trump to, But again, you can see how it's an unending fiasco. Like, in a way, Trump's right, but you can't let them get away with what they did. And again, it's 99% Democrats. So he's giving his main enemies the victory. And then he's talking about how Bill Clinton's a great guy and a nice guy, and too bad he's got to testify to Congress about this. And Ghislaine Maxwell's a nice person.
Yeah. What about the fact that Hillary Clinton and Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton, they just didn't show up to their fucking hearings? Like, two-tier justice system in America? No way.
Obviously trying to defuse things. And then meanwhile, he comes after MTG, who would literally, eat his shit off the floor previously if he asked her to save the country. And Thomas Massey was like a Ron Paul type. Was just very, very serious about his convictions. And so Trump turned them into enemies, made them more popular. Massey's more popular, even though they're trying to primary him.
Because of Epstein.
And put out that lie that she was polling bad. So that's why she didn't want to run. Trump didn't want to run for the Senate. She didn't want to run for the Senate. So they just make up this bull. They attack their own party. And it's the stupidest thing ever. So, I need Trump to succeed, but this is so dumb.
Agreed. So where are we at? We'll keep this. All right, so we're almost done with this chapter, and then we'll move to what you guys say right now. Candace versus Erica Kirk. Oh, we're split 50-50. Guys, please hit the poll. We are split 50-50. The next chapter, the options are Trump 1.0 versus Trump 2.0. We have the Canadian trans shooter. We have Candace versus Erica Kirk. Or we have the El Paso airport shutdown. So we got to go somewhere, or I'm just going to pick.
Yeah, Massey doesn't give me the vibes of a bad guy. When I watch Massey, he gives me the vibes of a good guy that he disagrees with him. What does he say? His famous line is, I'm with the president 91% of the time, and the 9% that I'm not is...
So it's just at the top of the chat. At the top of the chat.
When we're fighting pedophiles and, a couple other things that he says there.
Attacking Iran. But, I mean, that's the other thing. Like, Tahoe was pretty...
Picks. Or it didn't happen. All right. Full Metal Chat said, is it a coincidence that the day after the El Paso incident, RTX reveals their new drone countermeasures? You think China was involved in the southern border incursion? I would not be surprised in the least. In the least. Costco Law School said Trump's trying to make big deals and Massey and MTG keep ankle biting. They got to go. Rand Paul, too. Let the man cook. Hard disagree there. Hard disagree. I fucking love Massey. And I don't necessarily love MTG, but the fact that she is willing to stick to her principles and like Alex just said, he would have ate his shit off the floor. And then... Are you really not seeing this? There's a poll right there. This is you. This is you. And this is the poll. You're not seeing that? Is anybody else not seeing the poll? Or we have an issue with the polls? Because we don't have any more. Oh, the poll disappears after you vote. But nobody else has voted. Somebody vote. Because we're still at 4 votes. And I really don't want to have to fucking type this shit out again if it's not working. Can someone tell me if you can see the poll or not?
Was that what you say? Tahoe?
I love Lake Tahoe. Lake Tahoe. See what it is. Yeah. So, sorry. What was I saying?
Massey.
Like squirrel.
Yeah, right. It's only on the it's only on the landscape. It's not on the vertical one. But I just want to make sure you guys can see it. If it's just Dick Johnson's having an issue or if it's on my end. Okay. Thank you, the Chad USA. Welcome to the party.
Massey's the type of guy that comes off a farmer, nice and friendly, but you start messing with him, he's going to fight back.
He's a fighter.
And so, and you can tell he actually likes it now once the fight's going. So it's like...
Yeah, again, guys, if you are on the vertical stream, the good polls are only ever on the landscape. So click the pinned link to come on over and see the show as it should be. When I come like this, it should be more than half of the screen. But for you guys, I'm itty bitty little.
Trump, you keep picking fights with some of the...
You think he is a possible candidate for 28 for those that feel Israel's got a little bit too much influence, and for those that don't like the way Epstein was handled? You think he could be a leading candidate for 28?
Absolutely. I mean, I don't know if he can win, but he can definitely run and get a lot of votes and inject that issue into the larger discussion.
Massey. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he's formidable. And he's got a following. There's certain people that swear by him and follow what he has to say, and more and more you see him talk, you're like, okay, I was with Rand Paul the other day at DC, and we're doing a conversation. Of course, he's a libertarian. I've spent time with his dad as well. And you see the way they think is slightly different, but there's logic behind it. There's reason behind it where the average person...
And there's principle. There's principle behind it. Shout out to Warehouse Junkie with the big 5. Thank you, sir. So join us on Landscape, where you can see Morty get his treat. We give coupons to the University of Common Sense. Indeed, we do. Shout out to anybody who is giving those gifted memberships. And of course, make sure you guys join the Discord too. It is absolutely free. However, if you are a member, you get more than just the free stuff, including the after party. Oh, let me get the chat back up there. Just drop the link. Come on through. Thank you, sir. Actually, wait. Yeah. So, Massey good. And so the poll wins with Candace versus Erica. Where we go? All right, let's see what we got.
But the point is that there was all sorts of weirdness like this going on that day.
So how far are you following the story with Candace and Erica Kirk?
Oh, I followed it.
What do you think about that?
I think Erica Kirk obviously is
That was a big sigh for somebody who has such strong opinions on stuff. That was a big sigh for somebody who has such strong opinions. Listen to that again.
What do you think about that?
I think Erica Kirk obviously is a theater kid, and so her way of coping with this was to get up there and really put on a big show. That's what TPUSA does. Look, their Super Bowl halftime was amazing, way better than the Super Bowls. It was like, wow, I was like, damn, this is really good. I don't usually like watching rock and roll or anything on TV. I like being there in person. So people saw all the big pageantry after he died. They thought, well, this looks like she's not sad. No.
Weird. So let's, okay. Before we go on, because I don't want him to say too much. So we'll do another poll. Erica Kirk didn't care about Charlie. Agree or disagree? Let's see, because that's the story, right? That she's doing all this, she's talking about money, she's putting on events, she didn't really care. And then, of course, we saw with the will that he cut her out of the will. I don't know. Did he just love his kids that much? Did he just want to keep business out of it? You tell me.
So people saw all the big pageantry after he died. They thought, well, this looks like she's not sad. No, that's her putting on a good face, going out and doing it. And I'm not defending everything about TPUSA. I'm not paid by him. I've been at a few of their events and spoke.
I think Massey could. It's not impossible.
When I defended TPUSA, they go, oh, you must be working for him. No, I know that Candace had the Blixit, and they were going to use that for the Brexit stuff, and then they bought her company. And then I know that
is this Bridget McCrone?
She got upset about that. And I know that she was also mad about Charlie or some other things. And so the internet, it was a huge sensation, questioning whether there was other shooters, whatever. And we also covered it. Lots of weird anomalies, like the bullet going in the neck and not going out the back. Give me a break. So we have questions. I mean, I think it should be investigated. But to say that TPUSA killed him, and then the Egyptians, then the Israelis, then French intelligence, and then their secret meetings.
The bees. I don't know, but I know.
Fort Huachuca.
Was it the other way? We don't know, but we know.
And the guy was at Fort Huachuca. We never said he wasn't. He was acting weird, and they detained him. But the point is, everybody else has alibis that they weren't there at some meeting the day before planning his murder. It's not how it works, anyways. And so I looked up the guy they had as a witness, and he was like famous con man named Mitch Snow.
There's a lot of weird shit, and I want to be the person who believes that everybody grieves differently, and if you're a public person, you're gonna want to put on a strong face. But I don't know every single thing that happens, and I haven't been following Candace at all. I've just been like, oh, she's out to lunch. I was with her all the way through the Bridget McCrone stuff. And then I was like, I don't know what's going on here. But for those of you who know who Jesse on Fire is, he was just on Jimmy Dore's show talking about how there's a lot to what Candace is saying that has legs, and I just was not paying attention at all. Yeah, right. And so hopefully, not this week, but hopefully next week, Jesse on Fire will be on here, and we're gonna ask him, what is it that Candace is saying that has this much value? Because I'm not saying there's nothing, but I certainly don't see it.
Who said he'd already raised money before, saying my wife stole my son and beat me in the hands and broke my feet with hammers and locked me in the garage as a prisoner and all this stuff. Wouldn't let, and then meanwhile he was convicted of that, and then his ex-wife just released the footage to everybody of him tapping the keys to the car and him attacking with a hammer and him breaking the doors. And I'm just like, Candace, you cannot have this guy say he's at Fort Huachuca and he sees all these people and then she goes, was this person there? Erica's old boyfriend, she goes, yes, him too. And was this person there? So it's kind of like you just mail order to call to DoorDash and anybody you want to be in on this master plan meeting to murder. And as soon as we said this, she goes, oh, I'm not saying they were planning to murder him there. Well, that's what all your surrogates are saying. So I've known Candace Owens since she basically showed up the political scene.
And she was a liberal.
And her first thing,
I mean, I was too, but I'm just saying,
was a way to rat out and dox conservatives, how women could go out and even date guys to set them up. That's kind of what the left's doing now. You hear them say, go out and date guys to set them up. That should have been a red flag. But then the left that she was involved in were false flagging her, posing as white supremacists to bully her, to think she was being stalked, so she'd sign her program over to them. So that's the left just all Jussie Smolletting each other. She comes on my show, seemed pretty nice and everything, and that was like 10, 11 years ago, whatever it was, I forget, 10 years ago, I forget. And then she just goes through this whole process where she's at TPUSA, and then she's at the Daily Wire, and all this stuff happens, and she's done some good work. But now it's gotten to where she's like, I'm here in Tennessee, and I grew up in Connecticut, and I've never seen the ice, on the trees not melt. It's 30 degrees. Why isn't it melting? And I just went on there and commented, well, ice melts at above 32 degrees. And then they all attacked me and said, you're wrong. It can melt at any temperature, she says. And then I even had one of her co-hosts was over at my studio, somebody else's show, and I made a joke to him all. I said, so if Candace says ice is, melts at 30 degrees.
We're not talking about the organization ICE. We're talking about frozen water. Now, we just had a conversation about how Fahrenheit is infinitely better for outside temperature. But in this case, Celsius would help Candace out.
He said, he goes, it does melt at that. And I went, he goes, and I said, well, I said, if it's salt water, it can.
Hey, when you're right, you're right.
And he was like, exactly. It's just like, I mean, it has reached this cuckoo level now where what's going to happen is, now that we've woken up so many people that weren't that smart, but now it's so obvious the government and media is lying to them. Now they just think they can go choose whatever reality they want. You understand? And so the new thing is, you're going to have people that serve the globalists, people that fight the globalists, try to build a new future, and those that just believe the earth is flat, that believe I'm a clone, that just believe everything's a fraud, that they don't think nuclear weapons are real, they don't think satellites are real.
Ask you one question. Here's one question about Candace.
Yeah.
Is if somebody said to Trump what Candace is saying about Erica Kirk, Trump would have sued him and put him out of business. Okay?
Wait, have they said?
Is if somebody said to Trump what Candace is saying about Erica Kirk, Trump would have sued him and put him out of business.
Okay, sure.
Okay? She just came out. I think one of the girls this morning was telling me, I don't know who it was.
She says Erica needs to be arrested.
Yeah. So you say something like that. I just saw this morning. You say something like that. Why isn't Erica Kirk in Turning Point USA?
Listen, if Erica gets killed by a nut now, it'll be a false flag by Mossad. You see how it works no matter what Candace does. She's insulated now. It's never her fault. Yeah, I mean, I believe Candace.
If it's defamation, that's a defamation lawsuit.
Well, I don't want to be mean to Candace, but I've looked in her eyes. I've watched her carefully. You can see the look. I think she's gone into like a megalomania. And I think her husband.
The power! The power!
I've looked in her eyes. I've watched her carefully. You can see the look. I think she's gone into like a megalomania. And I think her husband, and I said this months ago, he needs to intervene. I don't mean to shut her down or stop her, but she needs to go to, and they go, oh, that's how the Soviet Union controls people. It's sending away to no. I'm saying I believe she's mentally ill. and she has this total scorn and just wants to destroy TPUSA. And you're right. TPUSA is one of the game changers that got Trump elected. 2.5 million young people just for the last election. It's expanded some now, but it's gotten really tainted by this. And she's in there attacking their donors. She wants the whole thing burned down. It is malicious for maliciousness' sake. And she serialized all this made up crap. I mean, what they claimed I did with Sandy Hook.
Yeah, the gun person. So again, we've got the poll up for the next chapter. We've got the Canadian trans shooter, the airport shutdown in El Paso, or Alex's thoughts on Trump 1.0 versus 2.0. Again, if you're on the vertical stream, you cannot see this poll. So hit that pinned link. Come on over to the land of the landscape and be part of the show.
Maliciousness' sake. And she serialized all this made up crap. I mean, what they claimed I did with Sandy Hook, I never did any of that. This is what they claimed I did. We just serialized BS and monetize it. And I hate to be mean to Candace because I like her as a person. Think she's a nice person in the past. But notice that's Trump again. Because Trump will sit there and watch his most key pillars of support vaporized. And not come in and support them. And I know TPUSA doesn't want to sue her. Listen, they have contract.
Why don't they?
They have non-compete stuff with her. They have their Blixit contract with her. I mean,
So a strong reason why Candace can just like go and go and go and go and go. And I mean, I think she's pretty careful about like the specific things that she's saying from what I've seen. I haven't been following very closely, but that really hamstrings what TPUSA in general, especially Erica, can say.
You know, they have all this stuff because they don't want to escalate.
But if they don't they also have where she can't defame them?
Yeah, all of it.
So then if that's the case, if she's breaking it and you don't do anything, you're confusing the market. So there's two things. Say you don't do anything. A percentage of the market will say what? Well, maybe she's right. Maybe they're afraid. So if you do something, then the market's going to say, let's see what happens. Here's a lawsuit. So to me, I don't follow this very closely right now.
I don't either.
I just get clips that send my way.
Check out it.
I get stuff that's sent my way, and I follow the Macron stuff very closely. I thought she was doing a great job.
See, a bunch of people like that was out there. But she had a strong argument and a lot of good reasoning, at least from what I saw. But this just grasping at straws. So the winner of the next chapter, we'll just have
that to see what happened there. We still don't know what happened there. But, some of the stuff is very weird with Macron and the husband. But to me, if TPUSA doesn't take any action, she gains more credibility.
Fair.
Period. And if I'm Candace would say, well, if I'm wrong, sue me. Go ahead, sue me. That's a very interesting slippery slope. Trump would have stopped it a long time ago if this was taking place. I wonder why they're not.
Well, speaking of that, I'd like to give you an update on what's happening with Infowars.
Go for it.
We will definitely get back to that, but we are headed to the El Paso. Where is it? The El Paso airport shutdown. 10 days. 10 days. Remember, airports were shut down for 2 days after 9/11. 10 days.
They're all the people. So again, I know I keep ranting. It just makes me so mad to watch Trump doing this.
All right, let's go to the next story. El Paso. Shutting down the airport till February 20th. At first,
that would have been a good suggestion. When for an entire week I asked you guys for suggestions.
They told us it was because of what did they see?
Yeah, but she's not in the EU. Americans, we can just say whatever the fuck we want.
Mexican cartel drones. The clips came out, Rob. If you want to play this clip, these are the clips that we've seen.
All right. So again, this is we're switching over to the El Paso airport shutdown. If you didn't know, this is what
see the clips up top. Apparently, those are drones. Yeah. Some people questioning whether they're drones or not. Some people want to know if he is using his favorite weapon that they use in Venezuela. You know which one I'm talking about? He calls it the what? Discombobulator.
Discombobulator.
What is going on here, Alex, with El Paso? We haven't shut down the airport since 9/11, and it was shut down for 2 days. That's 9/11. And it
makes me so upset that StreamYard doesn't pull these over the custom emojis.
You're shutting down 10 days for drones?
Well, we know that's down there.
That don't make no sense.
6, and it was our own Brianna Morello over at Infowars that actually broke this early yesterday morning. She is a Pentagon liaison, to the Pentagon, and when she called, they said, we really can't make a comment. And then she first got the news that it was Mexican drones, and then now we know they're doing a drill. They've admitted an anti-drone attack training. And to do that, you've got to have really an active airport. You've got to have it really an active zone. When you're there in El Paso, it's in the middle of the city. It's all.
Fuck that. Fuck that. I will use my free speech.
Surrounded. It's right there on the border. But it's not really overall a lie at the end of the day because every week now they're having drones come up into El Paso. They're having drones harass the Border Patrol. And
that raises the question. Is it actually the cartels?
And the Army and Marines that are down there now. The Marines are in some areas of the border.
China.
And so it's technically, from what we've seen, not true that this was a drone attack. And obviously that big line of bigger drones, although that's the drone protection grid that they've got on ground and in air. They got a bunch of new systems. Israel has some really powerful ones too, but whatever you're being shown is not the really good stuff they've got. And so from what I've been told and from our sources, they're doing at least a 10-day drill on controlling that airspace. And they're
what does it say? Oh shit. AeroVironment's locust counter drone laser used by U.S. Army near El Paso Airport.
They're going to be launching their own simulated attacks by cartels or by even foreign governments or terrorists for control. And that Trump then wants to get the money. It's pretty inexpensive comparatively to put up drone defense network systems over every city, and that's the lower level integration to the higher level anti-missile defense system, Golden Dome.
Golden Dome. The goal, we got to be better than Israel.
Days to do that? Shutting it down for 10 days? That's a little weird to shut it down for 10 days, no?
Yeah, they're doing a lot of training, they're doing a lot of drills there. I mean, I'm not defending it. And here's the deal. There are real Border Patrol reports, like just a week or so ago down by El Paso. Remember, drones came across, they were shooting everybody. I mean, it's going hot zone down there. And so I have no doubt that, who knows, they probably are getting intelligence to the cartels. They probably are getting ready to use it as a forward air base to strike cartels. But you got to put a drone defense base up first, because we know they've got drones across the border. Even
what do you guys agree, or what do you think is going on? What, I mean, are they ready for the golden shower, or is that not what's going on?
Artillery and missile launchers. So you were in the military. So if Trump's getting ready to hit the cartels out of Joint Task Force 6 as the forward base, and those other camps, what are they down there? It's
fuck Israel. I do not believe this, but Charlie Kirk burns, I again don't believe this, in hell. We just saw thousands of people protesting ICE. What are you talking about?
Like Biggs, the rest of it.
How much you know about the weapon that he talked about at Venezuela? Rob, do you have that clip of when the president was talking about, the weapons they use? I can't talk about it, but he gave a little bit of insight. Go ahead, Rob.
You talked about the weapon, the discombobulator. What
Discombobulator. Well, I'm not allowed to talk about it.
What does it do?
Let me just tell you, you know what it does? None of their equipment works. That's what it does. Everything was. It was my name. I'm very proud of the name. Everything was discombobulated. It was, practically a shot wasn't. They were ready.
Right.
And when we came, they couldn't do anything.
You saw this on the video. You could tell.
Tom, it discombobulated everything.
Nothing worked, including humans.
Well, let's put it this way. We lost no equipment in a very strong, and they're good fighters, great fighters. In a very bad environment, it was a military base, the biggest in South America.
The brown note.
Because the house was in a base in South. In a very, very tough environment, we lost no men, and we lost.
Pause it right there, Rob. What do you know? What do we know about this weapon?
There are all sorts of classes.
There we go. That one.
We always hear about the Havana syndrome.
Yep.
And they say it's not true, but they caught the Russians at our embassies in Germany and stuff.
Anthony says Alex Jones so desperately wants Trump to not be a horrible pedo, he will concoct anything in order to try defending Trump, even though he's admitted 1,000 times that he knows Trump looks guilty. Which part was that? When he explicitly said that this is really bad what Trump's doing? Or I don't know, maybe I missed that part. Maybe we didn't get to it yet.
Shooting him with radiation, back in the 60s. So this stuff goes on forever. Then they deny it exists. But there are all sorts of microwave gun weapons. There's also all sorts of systems that are special frequencies of sound that are either ultra high or ultra low. Generally, this would be ultra low. But generally, those would be localized. When Trump talks about it, he has his science art talk about we've taken control of matter and time and space. They have a lot of theoretical physics systems where you, over a wide area, can create an effect that the Germans in World War II discovered that dealt with anti-gravity. The problem was when you turned on this effect, they have different names for it. It would make everybody completely nauseous, and if you kept turning up, it'll kill people. So that's why they were waiting with anti-grav. They need computers and robots because it doesn't affect.
Yeah, that was probably like a level 5 out of 100 of what they can really do.
Like silicone. Yeah, there's the Nazi bell, and it was the Glock, and all those effects.
What is this? Die Glock, the bell. For the top secret scientific technological device. Wait, I can read there. Stupid. Wonder weapon or Wunderwaffe, developed in 1940s in Nazi Germany. Rumors of this device have persisted for the decades after World War II and were used as a plot trope in the fictional novel Lightning and 12 Monkeys. First fully described by a Polish journalist it was later popularized by a military journalist who associated with Nazi occultism, anti-gravity, and free energy suppression research. Mainstream reviewers have criticized claims about Die Glock as being pseudoscientific, recycled rumors, and a hoax. So that means it's probably true.
So that's what you're talking about. So it's a whole area of physics. They've also got different type of particle beams that you can just aim from space. People call it space lasers, make a joke out of it. It's not a joke. A laser itself is just light.
Not a joke.
A particle beam.
Not a joke.
A particle accelerator or a cyclotron on it. Be a small one or a large one. You take a bunch of heavy, ions, heavy particles like uranium or plutonium that themselves aren't going to explode in a chain reaction, but have such weight to them, they're going to explode just with a kinetic force and cause little mini chain reactions when they hit things. So you just, and then the beam fires.
Wait, hold on. People lost their jobs for talking crap about Charlie Kirk. People were shot for protesting ICE. The Trump administration deported people for talking crap about Israel. So let's go one at a time. People lost their jobs for talking crap about Charlie Kirk. No, people lost their jobs for celebrating the death of a public figure. So that is not a government thing. These are people who had jobs at private places, and those employers decided that they don't want that type of person there. Next, people were shot for protesting ICE. Thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people have protested ICE, and you're talking about 2 people who were acting violently and resisting arrest, so they were shot for that. The Trump administration deported people for talking crap about Israel. Okay, there definitely was that girl who, what was it? She just wrote to her school newspaper, well, maybe we don't give Israel so much money, and deported. Not good, but they brought her back. And the notion that you bring in millions and millions and millions and millions of people who don't belong here, and that the removal is going to be perfect is a silly notion. So what does that have to do with us not having free speech?
And it gets all the ions, and then and so we've all seen that in science fiction movies, but that's how it works. And so now they've got stuff where they can fire similar things to that, but it has a resonance and a vibration, and they can add that to these interdimensional fields they've got and fire that through it. And then
welcome.
Dissolve things. So the Air Force wanted to threaten the Russians and Chinese about 16, 17 years ago. So they had a press conference and said it was an accident. Remember how Putin showed the submarine with the missiles that create the tidal waves and all that on accident? And they let you see it.
Yep.
And the Air Force said, look, we have antimatter weapons, but we can't test them. But we theoretically.
Did I say he was violent? Did I say those words? Run the tape back. What did I say, 50? What did I say? Oh, I didn't say that.
Already blow the whole planet up. So if you think what we had in the 40s was powerful, imagine what we got now.
Got it. By the way, have you ever done any sound effects for Hollywood for movies? You would kill it. Have you ever done it? Have you ever done any sound effects?
Before Obama came along, I never tried to get in that. And then people said, hey, you want to do a voiceover for this? So they Taft Hartley. My voice is out right now. I can do better ones. But
say his name.
Taft Hartley, when they put you in movies and stuff, you're automatically in the Screen Actors Guild. And so I got to where, right as Obama got in, I had some voice.
I said violent. Oh, or resisting arrest.
Voiceovers, because I was in the Screen Actors Guild, where it was being aired on TV over and over again. I would get $500,000 checks. Stop. One ad. Yeah, I would. I swear to God. And then they found out, wait a minute, you don't like Obama. So then I got blackballed and no more jobs.
So give me one of the examples of what you did. What cartoon did you do it for?
I mean, I did movies, cartoons.
Seriously?
What I got paid the most for was insurance company ads.
Rob, did you know this?
No.
I had no
Please
clue.
Pull up.
Insurance company ads.
Yeah.
Please pull that up. If they don't, I'm going to search.
I've done whatever the names were. Here at Mutual. But you got the voice of God, too, is what they call it. No, but even though my voice is out, I can give you some of the voice of God. The voice of God's like any of that big, return the map. Return what you have stolen. You're in grave danger. So that's from Time Bandits. I can do.
That's great.
Autobots.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy, guys. Let's see what we've got here. So this is a parody. Okay. That was a good one. Oh, we're not finding anything specific. I do want to see that. Let's see what this is. Play.
The 7-piece meal special is back at KFC.
Why are we wasting this 7 pounds of meat?
That's 7 pieces of the Colonel's world-famous chicken for $12.99.
They have wings. It's flesh.
Comes complete with a large mashed potato, large coleslaw, and a drink for only $12.99. It's a deal so good, it should be illegal.
Oh, the government not involved.
Hurry in, and you can also get our gizzards and liver meal for $8.99.
And they take the organs and they take the skin, Joe.
KFC knows how to take care of you.
Make him comfortable.
The 7-piece meal special is back only at KFC.
See, it's a Southern loving voice.
All right, I don't know what the hell that was, but I do want to see what this is.
You love Alex Jones on this show. You can't get Alex Jones anywhere else. The government has banned him. He's been removed from
everything.
Facebook.
Yeah.
And so the only place to hear his conspiracy theories and whacked out stuff is right here on the show. So because you love when he comes on our show, I've arranged today for you to talk and to enjoy Alex Jones. Let's go right to Alex, and you can see him up on the screen here.
Flashing through the lies and disinformation.
Oh, the video
Alex
element
Jones
is great.
Coming to you live from the front lines of the Infowars.
Planet.tv. I am here speaking with controlled corporate media gatekeepers, degenerate Satanist Howard Stern, and the leader of 4 pedophile cults, Jimmy Kimmel. Good morning.
Good morning. All right. And Howard Stern would probably fucking copyright claim, but I want to see those commercials. Gottfried said, as far found die clock was when first nuclear reactor to exist, there was a reason all those scientists went to the U.S. What's that reason? Is it nefarious?
Time bandits. I can do.
That's great.
Autobots transform and roll out.
Yeah, because Kamala would have been better, right?
Megatron, prepare to die. Megatron. But if I wasn't sick, I could do better.
Hard-hitting news, guys.
If you only knew the power of the dark side, join me and I will complete your training.
Wow.
I can do. But like I have an insurance company ad or like a stock ad. It was like it was a financial ones. I got paid a lot because I forget that one. It was End of America, and it was like.
Yeah, it's almost like all of this protesting is not organic.
Selling all sorts of financial stuff and instruments, and it was like experts believe the end of
idea about this 18-year-old.
Okay.
The trans killer in Canada. This 18-year-old trans shooter murdered at least 10 people at Tumblr.
Yet another trans shooter.
At school yesterday, and you said demon possession is real, folks. This video is very disturbing. Go ahead and play this clip.
Wait, I want to see what this is.
Possession is real, folks.
This demon possession is real. Instead of calling an exorcist, the left knowingly weaponized the entity and turned it loose. This is Jesse Van Rootselaar. I guess that's his name. The 18-year-old trans shooter who murdered at least 10 people at Tumblr Ridge School yesterday in Canada. Instead of dealing with obvious mental health issues, Canadian health authorities convinced Jesse that he was trans, pumped him full of hormone, puberty blockers, and a whole heap of other medications, I'm assuming. They literally poisoned his body and mind instead of getting him the help he actually needed. Can we get a dilly-dilly for Mr. fucking Jones? Dilly, motherfucking dilly. Have you put a one in the chat if you haven't seen this video? Put a one in the chat if you have not seen this video. I'm predicting that a lot of people are like, what? It's just... I'm predicting that a bunch of you are going to say that.
This video is very disturbing. Go ahead and play this clip. This is the shooter.
Seems normal.
When is this from? What do we know about this?
This was 2 years ago. I'll explain it all, but here's the more important part. I had like a member.
There's our first cope. First cope.
For Parliament like 20 years ago from the UK.
Yeah, a video of an average Democrat voter.
And he was explaining they're targeting mentally ill and autistic kids for this to sterilize them. Plus, they know a certain percent will go crazy, but we should play the rest of it. And so
there's more, baby. There's more.
Instead of putting this kind of mental institution or whatever, who was having psychotic outbursts, talking about killing people. I mean, that's what psychotic mania looks like. They They take them and put them on drugs that totally whack them out. Then they get depressed. They put them on serotonin reuptake inhibitors.
Mods, don't forget.
Cause mass murder and suicidal ideations. So it's a cocktail. But if you look at the shooter in Minnesota, he's on the same videos with the weapons going, I'm going to kill him, Satan. And it's almost all of them are literally devil worshippers. And you can say, well, it's not real. Well, then why the hell does it keep manifesting? And what I've been told by the experts about the Satanism is when they drink the blood and do all the stuff, that's why the Joker acts like that. The Joker, Hollywood knows this stuff. They're showing you someone, that kid has been sitting there smiling and demonically smiling and laughing so long. If you look, he's demon possessed. That's literally a demon. You can see his face is all red. The Joker look. And
so the average person, the average just normie person is going to see that video and see what Alex Jones said and be like, bro, he's just like doing a thing, like pretending to be the Joker, like Heath Ledger, like, and then trying to map all this demon blah, 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 stuff on. They're gonna think that that's just like you're looking too much into it. But I don't think that what Alex is saying is that he is, possessed by a demon in the way that you would see in a movie. I think it is the way that at least an Alex Jones type talks about this stuff is that the fact that you would be in a mindset to think that is what you want to do and to post that on, like, all of that stuff is a subversion of how your mind should work. And when you understand it like that, I don't really know how you disagree with that, because I'm agnostic. I don't believe in any of that supernatural stuff. I don't think demons are like demons and ghosts and stuff. I don't believe in that stuff. But that which is demonic certainly exists.
What I was told by Ted Gunderson, lots of you told me he wouldn't say on air. He said, no, in their lore, the face of the Joker is the face they make when they're killing people, and they'll do it so long when they're chewing up babies and drinking blood that the face turns red and does the Joker look. And then on the kids, they rape for days on end. They get what they call the panda eyes. And so these are real things that happen. So this kid's probably been, this is clap.
And it doesn't need the kid to know that that's all the symbolism. It's the fact that this is, again, your mind lands there because that's where they want you to be.
This is ancient every culture where it's the energy of the demon coming into him, and he's like, and he's thinking about mass murder right here. So I've studied this. I know this sounds crazy, but you can go find almost all these trans shooters, and their dads always worked for the NSA or they always work for the top DARPA company, and it's,
oh shit.
Oh yeah, and both Crooks' parents, special behavioral psychology, they're all in BlackRock ads, and but it's the same MO, and they'll just have their guns and going, kill them, murder them, soon Satan, and this is it. Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh man. I wish Mike Harlow was here. There was a time when I watched Carolyn Borisenko, and then she lost her fucking mind. She was the prototype. She was pre-woke right. Before woke right was a thing, she was woke right. Y'all definitely don't need to be watching Carolyn Borisenko.
Oh, and by the way, what do we know so far about what's going on with Canada?
Well, all they say is it does not matter. Both the police chief,
51st state,
from the regional police chief said that what matters is we do not misgender her. This is a woman, and they say that is what's most important in the speeches.
What did they say? They said woman is in a dress. Rob,
Yeah.
do you have that clip?
Yep.
There's a clip, and then also if you can show the stats of the school shooting or the mass shooting you're seeing,
it's all
the trans.
All of them.
Which
type in police.
Guys, we are coming up on that 2.5 hour mark. If you would like to keep the party raging, you know how to do it.
Police don't want to misgender Canadian shooter. I can find it. There's like the regional police.
Is that it?
This is one. There's one even worse. Yeah, go ahead.
That includes
Rob, go back a little bit. Start from the beginning. Go ahead.
That includes the deceased gun person.
Okay.
Gun
and that's
person.
separately.
Gun person is what he's calling it.
Yeah, this one's pretty bad, but that's not. There's a long one. Yeah, there it is. This one right here.
I don't eat babies. Do you? Why is it disgusting? I mean, if you don't eat babies, then it shouldn't be very hard. landscapers. So I usually put a did you like the video yesterday poll on the vertical stream, because people forget and whatever. And then near the end of the show, I'll put one for did you subscribe? And the answer is, did you subscribe to the channel? Yes, this was fun, or no, I eat babies. And Trevor is really, really, really hurt because he probably eats babies. Don't eat babies, bro. It's okay, I promise.
He's calling it.
Yeah, this one's pretty bad, but that's not. There's a long one. Yeah, there it is. This one right here.
Female by the name. So a suspect is identified as an 18-year-old female by the name of
18-year-old female or an 18-year-old girl.
Female by the name. So a suspect is identified as an 18-year-old female by the name of Jesse. We have a history of police attendance at the family residence.
Surprise, surprise.
Some of those calls were related to mental health issues.
Surprise, surprise.
Around the world, reports coming out from the media, not local, but world, and we've heard people from Tumbler Ridge, actually people that know the shooter, and they are all saying that this person is transgender. Why is the RCMP not speaking to this? Why are we hiding this from the public?
Well, first off, thank you for.
In case you didn't hear it, it's like, everybody is saying that this is a transgender person. Why are you hiding this?
Your question. We're not hiding it. In fact, you're the first media to ask the question. I will say this: we identify the suspect as they chose to be identified in public. And
why? Why though? Why? He murdered 10 people, but let's not misgender. Priorities.
And in social media, I can say that Jesse was born as a biological male who
So then when you said identifies as a female, you either were giving into bullshit propaganda or you were lying. Correct.
in public and in social media. I can say that Jesse was born as a biological male who approximately, the information that I have, approximately 6 years ago began to transition to female and identified as.
This is a fucking, you are turning this into channel lore. This is what we need. We're all females on stolen land. Good one, good one, good one. Dilly dilly.
The information that I have, approximately 6 years ago, began to transition to female and identified as female, both socially and publicly.
Gun person.
But see, it doesn't matter that just killed 10 people. It's we need to get it right. Well, what have they chosen?
Pronouns mass and murderer.
To identify as a potted plant or an Apache helicopter.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lauren Southern.
And apparently the uncle was interviewed or asked, and they said, yeah, he is a trans. You know, there is that interrupt. Can you pull up the?
You should finish the video though. It's more. You need to see the whole demon possession.
We'll go back to the video, but can you pull up the trans stats on what percentage of the shooters? We talked about it, I believe,
if
this morning.
If you take gang related out, it's almost all of them now.
That's the position. That's the position. And so when we talk about how the woke left, we defeated the woke left. No, the fuck we didn't. That ship has certainly turned. Where the biggest focus of cultural politics is not the woke left. But that doesn't mean that that's not an issue. That doesn't mean that mindset doesn't still exist and still drive a lot of the normal everyday people. They have very not normal ideas because these not normal ideas have become normalized. Morty's hungry, guys.
Is this the one, Rob? Yep. Yeah, that one to the right. Mass shooting rates by demo, 2015 to.
This is what it was. This is what it was. Where I was just talking about before. Where Asian men, what?
2025, public incidents with 4 or more fatalities. Trans non-binary biological male, 0.769. Trans non-binary biological female, 0.667. Then Asian man, black man, white man, Asian woman, Hispanic man.
Let me just stop you. You know what they call it in Europe and here now. When you see Asian men, that's not Japanese men or South Koreans. It's Muslims. So they call Muslims Asian men.
You got to be kidding.
No, that's the Asian rape gangs.
You got to be
kidding. Asian rape gangs.
As an Asian American male, I don't like that.
I was about to say, why are Asians?
Yeah. So all the time they say when there's a murder or something that it's a white guy, even though in the mugshot it's a black guy. The way they do that to cover up for Muslims is they call them Asian men if they are Pakistani or Muslim Indian or any of that. Or Arabic.
Can you check to see if somebody in Grok asked, what does Asian man mean? And if it doesn't, you ask. And then if you can play that clip.
Look up, what are Asian grooming gangs? It's the same thing.
Let's see.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to find out how that chart put Asian man and Asian woman? That's what I want to know. We know about the Asian grooming gang. We know about the Pakistani. We know about the...
Let's see. So I asked exactly what it said. What do Asian grooming gangs refer to? Asian grooming gangs is a politically charged term that has been used mainly in the UK to describe groups of men involved in organized child yucky, where many of the convicted offenders were South Asian, often Pakistani Muslim background. So all over the UK. And building trust with a minor and multiple people. The ethnic framing, why it's controversial. Critics argue that labeling them as Asian grooming gangs unfairly stigmatizes an entire ethnic group, since most people of South Asian descent are not involved in such crimes. A statistical debate. Some reports have found overrepresentation of a certain ethnic backgrounds in specific local cases, while broader national data in the UK shows offenders of yucky yucks. They come from many ethnic groups. And then the political uses of the phrase often used in immigration and the culture war debates, sometimes to argue the authorities avoided action out of fear of being accused of racism. Oh, wrong one. There we go. So yeah, they just be saying shit. What's the other one? The other one, right-wing political violence. Yeah, Muslim violence in prisons. They count that as right-wing political violence.
And an Asian woman. That's what I want to know. We know about the Asian grooming gang. We know about the Pakistani. We know about the inbreeding. I want to know what they mean by Asian man.
Oh, you're right.
They literally admit it while also having the taqiyya to lie if they need to. But they don't even see a reason to lie about it. Because that's just what we do in Islam.
Demo.
Good question.
Mm-hmm.
What demo do you mean? Does it mean Asian men when they say Asian men? Yeah, that's fine.
But didn't you just see the nuance that we were just bringing and showing that that's not accurate? Like, what is?
I am so curious. Well, it's going to take a minute for
Well,
Grok to
I
respond.
don't know Rock knows this yet, but you can separately ask everybody or ask it, what demographic has the lowest violent crime? It'll tell you Asians in general. So how is it suddenly Asian men are up in the middle? That I believe is like in Europe, it's coming over. Is what they call it.
Rob, go back to the clip of the guy, the shooter, for us to see the ending of that clip. It's disturbing, but if you can go back to it, if you just go on Alex's Twitter account, you'll see it.
Real Alex Jones.
Real Alex
Jones.
I'm
the real Alex Jones.
Go for it. And go to 30 seconds.
I really did want to hear about the rest of the Infowars case. Guys, I mean, 99 cents, so keep it going. Let's keep this party going.
Go for it. And go to 30 seconds.
What the fuck, bro?
Even more psychotic and give him a gun.
Unbelievable. This can be prevented, but it's all politics. They can't stop.
Yep.
They take these people that are already autistic and give them the worst possible stuff. And I'm sure they'll probably blame this on Mossad soon. And, because, the Charlie Kirk's.
Wait a minute. You've never heard of Somalis being, or just Muslims in general being inbred? I think you need to check your geology, or I don't know, Asian history, or religious history, or any of those will make it very clear that specifically Muslim, Muslim communities have no issue with first cousin marriage, and often prefer it. Ew.
Possible stuff. And I'm sure they'll probably blame this on Mossad soon. And, because, the Charlie Kirk's killer, there's no trans people killing anybody. It's all Mossad.
Let's go to that. Tyler Robinson, the roommate, the furry roommate, boyfriend, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if you saw this or not. He was found in Dallas. Do you have that story, Rob? If you want to find what happened there with Tyler, I'm sure you got some thoughts. What's going on there?
I mean, I saw the recap for the viewers.
Yeah. What is the latest? What is the latest of what's going on there with individual that killed Charlie Kirk.
Well, the reason I asked, I saw this last night about, quietly living in Texas. And from all I've seen, it looks like an accomplice. Why aren't they being charged? What do you think?
Trans lover of Charlie Kirk, alleged assassin spotted after going into hiding. Moving out of state, go a little bit lower, Rob. A little bit lower. The trans lover of Charlie Kirk's assassin, quietly Texas, 6 months after his partner charged for shooting right-winger influencer. Is this New York Post?
Yes.
And interesting that New York Post writes it that way. Lance Twiggs, who authorities referred to using male pronouns, has fled his hometown of St. George. Twiggs, 22, is spotted with long.
I mean, he was a right-wing influencer. I don't think that's necessarily that bad, but I see what he said.
Unkempt hair, a Taco Bell T-shirt, go a little bit lower. Is that the same furry guy?
That's the original photo of.
Okay, go a little bit lower.
So now he's
Wait, that's the lover.
back to being a man.
He's back to being a man. He's going to Taco Bell. Is it Taco Bell or Del Taco? What does it say at the top? That is it, Taco Bell?
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell.
Yeah, if you see, it said Lance Twiggs was spotted. So this is Lance Twiggs, the lover, not Tyler Robinson.
All right, I don't know how I feel about that. Go a little bit lower. Go a little bit lower, Rob. Even lower.
A little bit
Even
lower
lower.
now. A little bit
Twiggs
lower
has been
now.
charged with crime
A little bit
authorities
lower
investigation.
now.
Okay, where are you at now? It's been months.
That's it, guys. Are we done? Are we done? Y'all don't want to hear about the case and the Infowars stuff? I thought we were having a good time. But how many we got people over here? We got people over here. I'll give you guys another 3 minutes. We got 3 minutes, 99 cents. We'll keep that party raging.
Since the shooting. To me, he was number one draft pick. I don't think anybody was above Charlie. Charlie was the most important player in the conservative Republican movement long-term 60 years. They took out the number one draft pick.
Yep.
Knowing what we've seen and read, what do you think's going on?
Well, let's look at Tyler Robinson. Everybody saw the mugshot of him if you scroll up. And, he looks like a pretty normal guy. But as soon as I saw him in court and watched the 25 minutes of it, he was wearing the trans tie. He was laughing. He was looking really psychotic. And, there was this lie that, he's such a nice young boy. And then you have his family that turned him in, and they're crying behind him. And then you have all these leftists in the town saying, when Charlie comes here in a few days, he's going to be dead. And then as soon as the shot fired, a bunch of liberals go, yay, great job, and stand up.
Oh, indeed they did. Oh, my goodness. Shout out to Nexus again with another big 20. Thank you. So, there we go. Make sure you guys can see. Oh, he's loving it. Thank you. So, very, very much. But that's not it. We also got our boy, Warehouse Junkie. Welcome. That was a little bit of reflex. Thank you. So, very, very much. Oh, there we go. Again, guys. Thank you so very, very much. I'm glad. I really did want to hear about this. So, let's party. Thank you. So, very, very much, guys. I really do appreciate it. And, of course, shout out to Nexus Abyss out sponsoring goddamn self. Thank you.
Charlie comes here in a few days, he's going to be dead. And then as soon as the shot fired, a bunch of liberals go, yay, great job, and stand up while everybody else is running. And then you've got this famous leftist activist down there saying, I shot him, and he told the police I did it so our guy could get away. That was coordinated. That's where the help is. But Kash Patel killed, and I confirm this with people that were in the room, any investigation into accomplices. And his argument to DPUSA was, and I talked to High Level, I'll leave it at that, well, we don't think we can get those convictions. This is open.
We're close, guys. That's 10 out of 15 and 69 out of 75, $6. And I got to do push-ups.
Shut. So if we widen this, it'll make it too hard. No.
God, for you heading out. Thank you so much for stopping by, brother. You have a good one.
I'll leave it at that. Well, we don't think we can get those convictions. This is open and shut. So if we widen this, it'll make it too hard. No, it makes it believable. Plus, it's justice that we roll up this network of trans killers. They said we're going to kill them. 6 of them, 10 total. 6 the days before said we're going to kill him when he comes here. Within minutes they said, see, he's dead. We told you. He had all these helpers there in the crowd. And then by limiting it and not bringing the stuff out, it allows people to push the idea that somebody else did it, which I have seen some weird stuff happen. There was a lot of bizarreness that day. I'm not saying it shouldn't be investigated, but overwhelmingly, we have these trans people out killing folks, evidence of what we just saw in Canada. And in the last...
So I'm going to let him finish with the Kirk stuff, and then I'll skip the stuff that we already watched and head to the lawsuit.
Year, every confrontation I've had at a restaurant or on a hike and bike trail or on the streets of DC that we caught on tape is a trans person, and they never look like.
As remember, I want to see likes on the super chats. You know, some people. Whoa, what happened? Oh, Jesus.
Actually, a real woman that looked like some crazy dude with sunken eyes with both.
Okay, yeah, I don't know what happened there, but there's a couple people holding up the show. Shout out to Warehouse, Nexus. We had Wrath of Reason, Arrow, Trey. Rest of you, I'm not asking for much. Just a little appreciation from the people who are opening their wallets and spending their hard-earned money so that we can all keep partying. Thank you so very, very much.
On tape is a trans person, and they never look like actually a real woman. They look like some crazy dude with sunken eyes with Bozo the clown hair. Comes over and threatens to kill me. And a guy in DC say, Charlie Kirk's gone. He got it. You're next. And he's going around me super fast in one of those mono wheel things. Whatever those things are you stand on.
Yes.
And he's going like 30 miles.
Like a unicycle?
They're almost hitting 25 miles. They're almost hitting people and swooping out of traffic and coming back around me and threatening us. And I've had another one in a restaurant. I was working late, about 10 o'clock, pulling by myself. I'm going to the restaurant. I'm sitting there eating. This trans guy jumps up and says, "Get him out of here. Screw you, Alex Jones. We're going to get you." And they ended up grabbing him and dragging him out. And I said, "I'm still getting my food to go," and left. I'm on the hike and bike trail. Had one of them come and say, "We hope you and your family die." So I personally, they all think we're hurting them. They all think that they're unhappy because of us. No, you're unhappy because you're taking a bunch of dangerous hormones in a weird cult. And so, just anecdotally, do I believe this guy killed Charlie Kirk? You bet your ass he was at least there. You bet your ass he's on video going through the hallways, down the stairs.
But did he do it the way that they said? That is the question.
And people are like, "Oh no, that's not him. He's a good boy." Or other people make an AI composite of him. People go, "Oh, that's AI, so all of it's fake." Well, we'll see. I know.
And that's exactly a little offshoot, but that's exactly how Tim Pool predicted that people were going to use AI to mess with, just politics in general. That it wasn't going to be a matter of, completely fabricating something and being like, "Look, this really happened." It's about changing one little word or one little thing. That, whether it's Trump or somebody else says, we should definitely try to calm tensions with Iran. And they just switch it to raise tensions with Iran. That puts us in a very different situation. And so that is a red flag. If there's some scandal or something going on, and then there's some AI something, and be like, "Oh, we throw the whole thing out because that was AI." Until you know that the whole thing was AI, assume that they are fucking with you.
People make an AI composite of him. People go, "Oh, that's AI, so all of it's fake." Well, we'll see. I know the government's corrupt. I know they put on show trials. I've been through a couple of them. But I really find it hard to believe they've got his family and everybody else and all the rest of it. And then he comes in with his trans tie looking like a Jeffrey Dahmer 2.0. So...
Shout out to Guam with the $2 making you holla. The show must go on, and Morty must feed. I don't know if you might be a little bit behind, but if you were doing that just to save the show, you're a little bit behind, so make sure you're up live. But either way, thank you so very, very much, sir.
And everybody else and all the rest of it, and then he comes in with his trans tie looking like a Jeffrey Dahmer 2.0. So, I don't know if you pull up the footage of Tyler Robinson in court, and it's pretty creepy. I mean,
I wouldn't have caught the tie.
That's the trans.
I saw this part. I would not have caught the trans tie if Alex didn't point it out.
Colors. That's the trans tie.
Got it. So he's representing.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the exact color, the exact stitching of it.
So, yeah. So if you see the let's just do it ourselves. Tyler Robinson tie in court. So we can see it's very transy. It's the colors of the trans flag. And again, I mean, yeah, you could pretend that you think that is why is this doing this again? You can pretend that that's a coincidence, but it's not.
What's the trans tie? Yeah. You said trans tie.
That's the trans colors. That's the trans tie.
Got it. So he's representing.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the exact color, the exact stitching of it.
Did you see the George Zinn guy? What happened to him? The guy that stood up and walked up. Did you see the story about him?
No. Oh, he got busted for
man who falsely claimed he killed Charlie Kirk is sentenced to prison.
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
Rob, can you pull up that story? Is this it? Okay, go a little bit lower. Okay, so a man who falsely
Why would you pretend?
confessed to shooting the late Charlie Kirk last year will face up to 15 years in prison for pleading guilty to sexual exploitation of a minor and obstruction of justice. George Zinn, 71, claimed to have shot
71?
Charlie Kirk. Zinn was arrested later, admitted that he was hoping to hinder the investigation by giving false information to the police and diverting officers who could have secured the scene or searching the actual shooter. What's a little weird about this, Rob, I think people forgot this clip. A lot of people. Go back.
Can we just not gloss over that? A 71-year-old man sees a public execution. And it's like, yeah, let me fuck with that. What? You're 71, bro. Stay home. You've lived life. Just hang out, enjoy the grandchildren, and move on. What are we talking about?
To the clip where the moment Charlie gets shot, he starts walking towards it.
Yep.
You remember?
That's not a joke.
But this, yes, when that happened. The moment he got shot, there's a video. It's funny that you can't find it. It should be easy. I would say, stands up. It's amazing that this video was so easy to find.
I have it.
So you have it?
I think I have it archived. Hang on.
Oh, we've shown it before.
They're deleting it.
Right here.
They're deleting it.
There you go. Go ahead, Rob. He just gets up and he puts his hands up. That quick of a reaction.
Instant.
That's weird. That's weird. Fireside Glenn Zinn also claimed to be involved in the Boston Marathon bombing. Okay, so maybe this guy is either just really out there, or this is who they're paying. This is who they're paying.
I'm ready.
Quick of a reaction. Mm-hmm. You think he wasn't on it? You think he knew anything?
Absolutely. And he's famous for showing up at other big horrible events and doing key things like this. And definite intelligence operative. Turns out he's got cancer, I was hearing. So this is probably like, his deal to get some money for his family or whatever. But the point is that there was all sorts of weirdness like this going on that day.
So how far are you following the story?
Yeah, let's say, I'll read this out. Lomo said, West Virginia outlined in the West Virginia Code, subsection, right? Subsection 48-2-302. Because the practice is prohibited by law, the rate of legal first cousin marriages in West Virginia in 2021 was effectively 0. Well, that's good. Let's do a little thing. What percentage of Muslims living in South Asian countries engage in cousin marriage with first cousins? Let's just see where we're at. And I believe you, brother. I believe you. It's a wild world out there. So, question me: what percentage of Muslims living in a South Asian country engage in cousin marriage with first cousins? So there isn't a single pan-South Asian statistic for all Muslims, but demographic research and surveys show how consanguineous. Is that how you say that? Consanguineous? What is this? I don't know what this word is. Oh, God damn it.
Consanguineous.
Consanguineous, relating to or denoting people descended from the same ancestor. Okay, wow, I never heard that one before. Okay, so that and first cousin marriage vary a lot by country. In Pakistan, consanguineous marriages are very common. Many of those are first cousin marriages. Around 60% of all marriages with first cousin, so first cousins accounting for 40 to 50% in Pakistan. In India, much lower nationally, only 7 to 10%, although first cousin marriage can be common in specific regions and communities, including some Muslim groups in the South and East. For Indian Muslims specifically, surveys have shown higher rates than the national average, meaning that, of course, Indians, hey, can't nobody say that Indians ain't dirty, right? Indians are dirty. But at least it's only the Muslims that are fucking their cousins. Shout out to Hakeem the Dream. Thank you so very, very much for the $2. And of course, every donation comes with a treat for the overlord. So in my opinion, PBD is a Zionist plant. I don't necessarily care too much about PBD himself. He just has a platform where the people that I want to hear from are there. So fair enough. Thank you very, very much. The party rages on. So yeah, 15%, not all first cousins, but 15% in India, Bangladesh, 10 to 20%. So very widely, but around half. Yuck. So then when we talk about the fact that results in dumber people who are less able to actually understand the type of society that we live in, that's bad. We don't want that.
Is that there was all sorts of weirdness like this going on that day.
So how far are you following the story with Candace and Erica Kirk?
Oh, I followed it.
Give me one second.
I think Erica Kirk obviously is a theater kid, and so her way of coping with this was to get up there and really put on a big show. That's what TPUSA does. Look at their Super Bowl.
Shout out again to Hakeem the Dream. Guys, we are 3 super chats of any amount away from the goal, and we are $2 away from the dollar total. Just saying. Remember, every $2 is another push-up that I got to do if we hit the goal, and Morty here gets an extra special treat. What was I think I was about to do something, right? Oh yeah, we're gonna skip ahead. So updates on the Infowars legal battle.
What's happening with Infowars?
Thank you again, Hakeem.
Because I've seen you guys cover it and you've been very overall fair, but I don't blame you not knowing, because it would take years for you to know it all, okay? Because I didn't understand it until later in the process. So 12, 13 years ago, a kid on a bunch of SSRIs, his mom buys a rifle. He goes, reportedly shoots a bunch of kids at this school.
What else is new?
In Connecticut, I don't ever say that it was staged for, I forget the exact number, like a year or something. Professors in Florida and Wisconsin and a bunch of other places, they come out and they say they think it didn't happen. And then they start getting...
And then, when inbreeding occurs over many generations, it can lead to permanent genetic damage that cannot be reversed. And then you talk about immigration and for not vetting people. Those people are here, and they're angry because they don't understand, and they want to hurt you.
I mean, what their evidence is. It becomes this sensation on the internet. Hundreds of millions of views, some videos per video on YouTube, tens of millions. My listeners are demanding I have these guys on. So I have them on. I have them debate newspaper editors that think it did happen. And I probably did 10 shows on it total over the years. They put into evidence suing me 22 minutes.
Welcome.
Just me with a caller going, like, I think it's fake. And I can see it's synthetic. Yeah, fake. And then they would use that to then say I sent people to pee on the kids' graves and all this stuff that never happened, period. You understand? Much less from me. And then Hillary runs $25 or $26 million, whatever it was, of ads the last month of the run of 2016, saying Trump says Alex Jones is amazing. Alex Jones says this never happened. And they show like a 3-second clip of me saying synthetic fake. Then Trump wins. Well, then I didn't know what was happening. They start running, I'm not exaggerating, hundreds of articles a day, sometimes thousands. I get the Google alerts because it'd be like an AP article, be everywhere syndicated. Some days, 33,000 articles, but it would be AP in 25,000 places. But I'd be on every channel. Remember, for months and months and years, like they were invading a country. And I didn't understand. Well, they were running ads through these charities that were set up in association with Bloomberg and the families. Whenever you hear the families, there's 20 families. 6 people.
The family. You got to do it for the family.
From like a couple families are who sued me. I only ever said the name of one parent. Okay. Under the law, you're not supposed to be able to sue somebody unless you said their name. So I didn't know what was happening until last year when we got the documents. People pointed it out where to find it. Mike Benz type folks, not him. It was in the public record. So I'm sitting there for like 2 years before they sue me. I haven't even talked about it in years before they sue me. I'm like, I think it happened. Stop saying I did this to you. They were running ads on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, where it wasn't for gun control. It's Alex Jones attacking us. They're attacking our we need money.
Alex bad.
So we later learned they raised at one charity, just run by two of the parents, $300 million off of my name over like a 5-year period. And it's and directly off of me. Like they attack me, the money goes for nothing. They sue me.
I don't know about all that, but I try.
This, the show trials happened. Boom. We then learned that the Justice Department would pay the Connecticut law firm 1 to 2 weeks before each time they would put their bill in each year, and then the Justice Department would give that exact charity, a couple of them, millions of dollars. We have all the screenshots off the federal websites, all this, okay? And there's a lawsuit being filed imminently, probably even today, finally, my civil rights lawsuit for all of this. So I didn't understand what's going on. Like, why I'm on every channel? I barely ever talked about this. I'm in restaurants. People are going, quit making your money off those kids. They're saying I made hundreds of millions off these kids. They're saying I never made hundreds of millions. My company had made gross hundreds of millions, but that's like you sell a water filter and you make 35% on it. This guy sold $10 million of water filters. Yeah, we made $3.5 million and we advertising and crew. It's like, business.
They're with the illegal immigrants. Remember? How are we going to get our food and pick the fruit and take care of all of our food without the illegal immigrants? They have huge farms. You ever heard of factory farming? Why they're in the Epstein Files, I don't know, but I assume that there's some shady shit that somebody was doing.
So look, this company made $60 million this year. Yeah, and about $20 million of it was genuine profit. You pay half the tax by your employees. So, but they're saying he's got hundreds of millions he made off these people. They're telling the juries, but here's the key. They said I never gave him discovery. I gave him all the discovery. Everything was made up that I didn't give him discovery. Then the judges find me guilty. It's called a default, which they did to Mike Lindell recently last year. Mike Lindell.
That's the MyPillow guy.
Said Smartmatic and Dominion were doing things that were wrong. They've since been indicted. They've since had to admit a lot of it. But you know what happened to Mike Lindell? 6 months ago, the federal judge said, I'm ruling, you can type this in, judge finds Mike Lindell guilty, Smartmatic. The judge said, I find you guilty. There's no way to access a Smartmatic remotely or by the internet, even though it's built into them with
Isn't there, though?
Phones. And so now he's going to tell a jury this year that Mike is guilty and the jury will rule against him. So that's default right there, okay? Judge rules. My pillow guy, Mike Lindell, defamed Smartmatic with false claims. He was defaulted. But in this case, the judge didn't even say he didn't give him discovery. They don't want his discovery. It's all to prove he was right.
It's almost like lawfare is a real thing that's been getting a lot of play.
The judge is finding that it's impossible because these machines cannot be accessed. They have cell phones built into them and ports plugged into them. We have famous cases in the elections where the Dominion and Smartmatic crews come in during the elections and plug in. Everybody knows that. So the point is this fundamental lie, this is how they get you now. We need major reform over this default garbage. So both judges in Texas and in Connecticut find me guilty. They then have show trials after 4 years suing me, 1 month after the next, right before the midterms. Okay. Last time.
I mean, hey, that's the line. That's the line. I would do it with your sister, but that doesn't mean you should. Good point. Real quick, while we're here, I'm going to drop the link to the tattoo poll. If you're just joining us, if you click that link, whichever design wins that poll is getting tattooed on my body, on my arm somewhere where you will be able to see. Let's reload and see what the poll looks like. So right now, Native American Jesus. So we've got Dilly Dilly, like we just did with the emojis and the mugs with Trump hair. We've got Native American Jesus, as opposed to the Indian Jesus. Hillary Clinton has a penis, which I'm very surprised did not win by a mile. And Trump as a Hindu god with many arms. Let's... Dun, dun, dun. Oh, wait, I don't need to do that. Oh, Native American Jesus looks like it's going to win. Looks like it's going to win 34 votes. You've still got time, guys. You've still got time. We are going to announce at the end of the stream. So, again, I just dropped that link. Make sure you vote, because it does matter. It will go on my body forever. But that is how much I love you guys, and I love this. Let's do it.
Before, for 2024. No, 2022. And so I'm in there, and there's lights, and they're putting powder on the judge and the other people, and the judge, kicks the jury out and cuts.
I agree, but
off the YouTube feed and says, now there's 20 things you can't say. You can't say you're innocent. You can't say you don't have 400 million, you know, all this stuff. And I'm like, and so people say, why aren't my lawyers defending me? She would then go have conferences behind the deal, not let them have a record of it, and tell them, I'll sanction you, you can't do it. So it was literally totally rigged. First time guilty, but now she's got to have the show trial where the jury's told I'm guilty, given false evidence. They put on days of evidence that I had $300 million in the bank. The man never examined our files. It was just totally made up. He said our
bullshit.
whole business model was different than it was. He talked like Thurston the Howell the Third. Wasn't even, and then the jury, we talked to them later, they go, well, since you got $360 million, we thought they deserved 10% of your money. I mean, you know, 45 million. And meanwhile, I was negative in the bank then and had never made more than myself like $8 million, $10 million a year. Okay, those are my best years ever. I needed it for legal fees anyways. So I'm just sitting here, and the judge said those 2 days, you are not allowed to put on a defense. We had to sit there and say not one word while this guy just gets up there and makes up a complete
Who's this judge?
Fantasy land. She's literally a...
Good question. Good question. Who's this judge?
You go to her Facebook. She supports, you know, Antifa, everything else. Her judge's name is Guerra Gamble.
Guerra Gamble?
Guerra Gamble.
There it is. Yeah, Guerra Gamble.
Yeah, and then she has literally used to have, like, on her Facebook, blue hair. And
her?
Yeah, that's her. And
what do we know about her?
The Honorable. The Honorable. Is she though?
Sissy judges are elected. She's literally financed by consortiums of Soros money. And she's just unbelievable. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
So where's it at now?
Oh, listen, it gets worse. Then a few years later, the HBO produced a documentary.
Yeah, I'm not following 100% what you guys are saying, but I don't really. Friars, can you give us like your bottom line? What is the bottom line point that you're trying to make?
Okay, so it's all scripted. I'm forced to be an actor in this. I didn't understand till later. That's why I couldn't talk unless they said. Couldn't say I was innocent.
It's a man, baby.
And she walks the red carpet at South by Southwest. Well, this is the main premiere at the big giant movie theater with everyone clapping like she's a movie star. Judges aren't supposed to be in a movie about their own deal that they shoot during the trial and then walk the red carpet and be part of the event.
There's a lot going on that's not supposed to happen. I feel bad for him, man. I feel bad for him. Behave said Hillary has a gaping asshole. She constantly shits herself. Hillary smells of STDs and shit. That's kind of why I thought you guys would pick the Hillary Clinton with a penis tattoo. But hey,
that is unbelievable. Sorry, go ahead.
No. Where's it at now? What I want to. How much have you paid?
Oh,
what can you?
Wait. We gotta dilly that. He looks like Thanos before he went pro. That's a good one.
That's disclose to us. What's next?
Well, yeah, that's how the lie always works. He refuses to pay the families. Of the 20 families, only 6 people.
Guys, if you haven't voted, the poll is still up, and it's not. I mean, we're coming close, but it's not till the end of the stream, so you can change my life.
Bullshit me. Never said the names of anybody but one person. And so they got a $45 million judgment in Texas. They got a $1.4 billion in Connecticut. The interest on it's like $600 million already. If you remember, they asked for 2.67 trillion or 2.76. What was it? Guys, type in Bloomberg. Sandy Hook family's lawyers asked for over 2 trillion. And
it's a little frustrating personally because the aspect of like the specific things he said, this was like right as I was getting into politics, or maybe like right before. I think Sandy Hook was like 2014, 2013, somewhere around there. And I wasn't paying attention, and I was of the opinion that like, oh, Alex Jones is, this crazy conspiracy theorist who's lying about this and that and that and that. Oh man, was I wrong? Hillary and Bill are evil. Well, go post your vote for me to get that woman tattooed on my arm because of the fact that I unfortunately did cast a vote for her in 2016. I deserve the punishment.
Which is the GDP of India, and it's all about horrifying people. It's all about driving people into submission. So
stop it.
Yeah, 2.75 trillion. Yeah, sorry.
Sandy Hook family said a Connecticut judge should impose the highest possible punitive damages for Alex Jones, suggesting by one calculation could be as high as 2.75 trillion. And Musk couldn't pay that. Countries couldn't pay that.
Yeah, right? Like who? What? $1 trillion? Who was saying that before? Crazy. You thought 30 billion. Or 30 million? 30 million. Whatever it was. And I was like, yeah, we're coming down. We're going to be, reasonable. Are you though?
Where did it come up with 2.7?
The U.S. couldn't pay that right now.
Where did it come up with that number?
They got up and said to the judge. In fact, there's another Bloomberg headline that says lawyers for the families asked for $2.75 trillion. So you asked where this is going. Ladies and gentlemen, it's worse than I'm saying because there's so much to say. They got me in conferences. The only reason I can say this is because they said it outside of the mediations in Connecticut and Texas. And they said, if you just stop covering guns and stop supporting Trump and all this, we'll just drop all this. So this is all about pure harassment. They also have said they never want money. So they'll say in the news, we want money. He got all our money. He made money off us. That's not true. Don't have money to make money off him. They made $300 million off me fundraising. Okay. And they got Justice Department money to fund their lawsuits. So on top of it, and you've got all these other high-powered politicians involved. But now, if they set this precedent, which they're doing it to everybody, Giuliani defaulted, Mike Lindell defaulted, all vindicated, doesn't matter. They're gonna do this to everybody. This is their new thing, where they default you, and then now, I literally have almost no money in the bank under Texas law. I get to keep my house, my car. I don't care. That's fine.
I mean, I would care. I'd be like, all right, base Texas. Like, you can't just fucking come in and make up lies and take my house and my car. Like, I'd be happy about that.
But I never held.
I guess I'd also be like, all right, I mean, a little silver lining, but still.
Somebody they said. And so we have it on appeal still at the state of Texas. The Supreme Court of Texas is going to overturn it because the stuff she did was crazy. Even though she found me guilty and the jury agreed to that, she then, 2 weeks after the show trial, said, I'm finding you guilty of elder abuse because one of the parents is above 63 now, and I'm going to then bust the cap. It was like $500,000 so they could get to their $45 million. Well, she said, I don't care what the Supreme Court. She said in the ruling, I don't care what the Supreme Court says. I'm doing this. So the Supreme Court has that. That's going to.
How is that allowed? How is that allowed for a lower court judge to just be like, fuck the Supreme Court. I'm going to do what I want to do. How is that not immediately grounds for I don't know, disbarment or whatever it is?
Get overturned. But I've already been to the Supreme Court on the Connecticut case. They refused to hear it. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because in this case, you have serious conspiracy against rights, civil rights violations, where all these groups colluded. Remember when they said The Onion and Bloomberg 2 years ago or a year and a half ago bought Infowars and it was shut?
Yes.
And then the federal judge overrode it?
Mm-hmm.
Then they did a bunch more stuff like that, turning the lights out, sending in armed security, all this stuff. I mean, it has been like
somebody hit the lights so we can rock a day and night.
The Alamo down there. And so finally, the federal court kicked it out in bankruptcy of 3 years. So we wash our hands because they would never agree to anything. He kicks into state court. Barbara Bellis, the same judge, she said, signs a receiver and tells him to come in and take it over. Under the law, he's supposed to sell it at auction, but they don't want it sold at auction. So now he has just come in and said he's no longer going to allow it to operate and fund next month, even though the money's there to run it. And so they're going to close the doors. He says somewhere around the 7th of March, finally, and we'll shut down. Have the Alex Jones backup network to other people on. I'll pop back on the air.
I mean, talk about fascism and authoritarianism. Where's the outrage for that? Oh, but it's on the other side. It's on the other team, so it's okay. Ever since Emma Vigilant was on the Culture War, and she made, I don't even remember what it is now, but some remark about, I got a point there or something like that. I already knew the notion that, these people just think of this as a game, like a game to win with like it's not real life. Because they're all so fucking privileged that they can have these high-minded ideas that don't actually work for normal people. But they're unaffected. So they just feel like, well, of course, we should just be giving free money to everyone. Of course, we should have open borders. Of course, like, it's a game. It's a game to them. With points to be won and nothing else. No principles, just positions.
Next Rock shows, things like that. But my point is that all the rules are being violated. Well, that's fine because I've got good, high-powered lawyers now, and I had good ones before, but they didn't understand this was the next level corruption they were dealing with by the courts. That are
I would pay for that. I would pay to have Thanksgiving dinner with Alex Jones' family.
Hitting them at every level, and not every court's corrupt.
What if he's the calmest one? What if he's like, guys, relax?
and the stuff we've deposed them over a year ago, just admitting that, oh yeah, the plaintiffs and the families, we got together with the U.S. trustee of the Justice Department that came into my case, and we decided people that are going to work with Alex Jones will never be allowed to get this company. So that's why they had the staged. That's why they had the staged auction, was because the judge ordered an auction. So they had a staged auction that wasn't real, so that Michael Bloomberg financing it could get control of my website. They said to confuse people about who I am.
So
and I know you're a business guy, so you understand all this. Can you
Right. Either way it goes, whether he's the calmest one or exactly what we would expect, that would be interesting.
It's like to the public what you think you're hearing.
No. I'm tracking. The question I got is, can a pardon help you in any way?
I don't think they have pardons for civil matters.
Yeah, I don't
he can't do anything with that from the top.
Only the public can pardon me by following what I do. Whoever my sponsors are, support them. Because here's the deal: I get to have my crew and have my show, and we're building a studio with folks even better than the one before. And so, and under federal and state law, I'm allowed to get my paycheck. They can try to grab it and stuff, and I don't care. I live in a trailer. I live under a bridge. I don't care. They haven't taken away my voice. They haven't taken away.
Have they garnished your wages yet or not yet?
Well, that's the thing.
I'm going to assume that this is a joke and give you the dilly-dilly. I'm going to assume that you're joking. I hope this is a joke. It's a hilarious joke. If it's not a joke, all words are derogatory words on stolen land. Bring it around.
I don't care. They haven't taken away my voice. They haven't taken away.
Have they garnished your wages yet or not yet?
Well, that's the thing is they've never wanted to settle. So the courts keep telling them settle, but they'll never settle because they want to keep the protracted fight going. Because it's
you're almost giving enough substance for me to address you, but not quite. Keep trying. Maybe one day, I will bring you into existence.
About pinning me down. It's about, they say on TV, we want him off the air. We don't want money. We do this to harass him. We do this to silence him.
So long-term, Infowars, what's the plans? Are you going to sell? Are you going to move?
They won't let anybody buy it.
They won't let anybody buy it. And whoever.
Wait, meaning Bloomberg won't let any, because they bought it, no?
It probably buys you. They're going to destroy them as well. They're going to go after them as well.
Well, they're just not letting anybody do it at auction. So now the Onion guy who's fighting about Bloomberg, he has said, "Oh yeah, it's at the state receiver level. I'll be getting it soon."
I'll be getting it soon?
Yep.
What does that mean?
It means that they're not going to have an auction. Because again, under the law, I'm supposed to have something sold so that part of my debt's taken away. Yeah. But they go, no, we have you with a no discharge in the federal court. They would play the judge there with deception. That's going to overturn. So that no matter what I pay them, I never get out of it. You understand? It's non-dischargeable, which is the bankruptcy law is supposed to be about that. So then at the state level,
give us more and more and more money.
We're like, okay, we got people that are ready to buy this for a bunch of money. They go, we don't want money. We're just going to wait, and the receiver's going to give it to us.
They don't even hide it. I don't care that this is totally unfair. I don't like you. Therefore, we should be able to use the law in ways that it doesn't actually work to take from you. Sounds like a leftist.
And you don't get any money taken off what you owe us. Under the law, that's illegal. But they don't care because they got an Antifa judge with blue hair. I mean, imagine you go into a court and there's literal, Antifa sitting there.
So no, they haven't garnished your wages. They haven't taken any money from you yet. You are spending a lot of money with lawyers.
Well, let me be clear what they did. All I had was I'm not into big fancy stuff. All I had was a 127-acre ranch out in the middle of nowhere, an hour from Austin. That was great in a place I never had time to even go there. Okay, it was because it was an emergency. I had a little.
I'm glad to have you. Welcome. Make sure you hit that subscribe. I'm live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, and sometimes whenever I feel like it. So hit that subscribe, and you know that YouTube sucks with those notifications, so you may as well hit the bell so you never miss an Indian Jesus live party ever again.
Shack on it. That was really cool. It was like 150 years old. Cotton farmers live there. And so they took that. They got $3 million for it, like triple what I bought it for. They got my little lake house that I bought for
Welcome. It's through StreamYard. You can do 2 different streams. So I do have the pinned link is the regular landscape stream, but also over there on the shorts feed. So if you like it, come on over. The pinned link will always be the link to the landscape, or if you're hanging out and enjoying the vertical, glad to have you.
No, $300,000. They got like $1 million for that. A little cool thing right on the edge of the deal, but
where else would I be?
So in all my years on air, supposed to be making hundreds of millions of dollars.
I'm about to get away with not almost hitting the goal and not having to do any push-ups. So
I had this ranch and I had this other thing, and then and I had a Ford Explorer because you get to keep your main car. They got like a 7-year-old Ford Explorer, so they got all that. They had me audited by the IRS. And the IRS came back after a year audit and said, okay, you overpaid taxes the last 5 years, $4.3 million. So that went into them. But then they never want the money. They give it to the lawyers and whoever the receiver is to continue to wage war. And then they spend all the money with PIs and audits and corporate audits.
How much of that money went to?
If I was going through that, I'd be like, you know what, guys? This was fun and we tried, but this ain't working. This ain't working.
To the 6 families.
None of it. They don't want the money.
Thank you guys for hitting that like button again. That stuff really, 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 really does help. Thank you so very much. If you have forgot, now's a great time.
They've said in hundreds of clips on TV, we don't want money. All of it is weaponized. They already get $300 million off my name in fundraising. They already get Justice Department money funding their lawsuits. So they got their $300 million, okay, plus off my name. I mean, they literally
the 6 families.
Yes, they already got $300 million, and it's me, my face, ads. He's brutalizing us. Give us money. Help.
Why did
what the fuck are y'all talking about?
The other 14 families sue you.
14.
I think they must have gone and researched. I never said anything about them. I mean, I literally watched a few videos, commented on a few people, had a couple debates about it, and then talked about one guy. Well, I won't even say his name, but he was real famous. He sees the CNN cameras. They go, "Hey, you're supposed to be on camera." And he's like, "Ha ha ha!" And he sees the camera, starts crying. People said that looked fake. I mean, and so all I did was say, "Yeah, it looks."
You're talking about Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel will be crying a lot. Could be talking about Jordan Peterson, but probably not.
Like that to me. I didn't create it, didn't put it out, any of that. That's all they've got. And so when they say they've harassed me, when they say I've harassed them, when they say I've made money off them, none of it is true. They live off of me. But it's not them. It's the lawyers. It's the law firms. It's the Democratic Party. I mean,
yeah, it's pretty wild. So it's not closed. They want to extend. I remember when I got sued by the previous company I was with, the first thing I wanted to do was settle. The moment we settled, I could get my contracts with other insurance company. Later.
How do I feel about the whites? I don't think like that. So, which whites? Identity politics is cancer of the brain.
Wrong. The CEO of that company and I had dinner one time, the guy that sued me. He says, what should we have done differently? I said, if you would have kept the lawsuit going, I would have lost a lot of contracts. I would have been out of business. So you should have extended the lawsuit and not
Deal.
settle for the check that I gave you. They sat there and thought about it. They obviously want to destroy you is what they're trying to do. Can they stop you from giving your thoughts and opinions?
No.
Identity politics is gay. Oh, wait. Sorry.
They can't stop doing that.
Well, that gets incredible. If you go back to June of 2024, when they got caught doing the fake auction and all that, they had the former federal prosecutor and head lawyer, my main inquisitor, looks like Eddie Munster, come down here with the one dad, his name I had said, and they would kind of bow up at the entrance and raw dog me, it was just pathetic. And they thought we were going to be shut down that day, and they put filings in saying, you can pull this up in Bloomberg, the 13th Amendment does not apply to Alex Jones. It applies to everyone else. He's a special case. We own his name. We own his likeness. Basically, we own all. And remember, they went to X and said, we want real Alex Jones. And they said, no, we own that sub URL. And if you can sue and say you can get his content, then you show us the right court ruling. We'll let you download his content, but you will not get real Alex Jones. And Elon spent a bunch of money, got the whole file, countersued them, and they had to back off.
Too bad he tried to really, really hard to get on Epstein's island.
Did you guys pull the 13th Amendment thing?
I'm looking.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. It's in a Bloomberg article. So lawyers say the 13th Amendment is Alex Jones is a special case. 13th Amendment doesn't apply to him. So they literally that's against indentured servitude and slavery. So they literally, if you want to, I think the headline will be like the families. It's always the families, not Democrat PR firms and think tanks, the families of Sandy Hook want Alex Jones' social media. And it's in a Bloomberg article about that. It's also in articles X to intervene in Alex Jones' case.
There you go. You just found.
Hey, there it is. There it is. But hold on. Hold on. I was told to say no to push-ups. So what do we do here? What do we do here? I think we should let the sponsor decide. Nexus Abyss, if you're still here, we have hit the goal. 1, does Morty get his extra special treat? And 2, do I listen to the super chat and not do the push-ups? Or should I do the push-ups? Wait, I already got you in there, right? Yeah, I got you in there. All right. So if Nexus isn't here, then we'll say you can still get me to do the push-ups with the let's say the push-ups are at the end anyway. So the party's going either way. So I'm gonna give you a minute as the sponsor. You get to decide. We have hit the 75 out of 75, but if we hit the 15 out of 15 donos in total as well, then I will be forced to do the push-ups. But either way, it's at the end. The party is gonna go, and then whenever we're done, it's afterwards. So Nexus, up to you. No push-ups, treats for Morty. I'll take it. Do not anybody tell Funkmaster. All right? Nobody tell Funkmaster. Let's go. I lost this thing. Hold on. All right, let's give Morty his treat. Oh, we got to get him the original for the super chat. This is from Arrow. It's like, I don't want that. I want the good shit. No, eat this first. There you go. And the good shit. Yeah, there we go. Thank you so very, very much. I'm starring this just in case. I was told no push-ups. But Morty got his treats.
It's in a Bloomberg article about that. It's also
hold on. Jesus Christ. All right, and we're gonna get a video for that song very shortly. So yes, if we do hit the 15 out of 15, then I will do the push-ups, but the goal is still met. So guys, thank you so very much. Let's rage on.
Want Alex Jones' social media. And it's in a Bloomberg article about that. It's also in articles X to intervene in Alex Jones' case.
There you go. You just found it, Rob. All the way at the top. Isn't that the one? Reuters is probably quoting 1, 2, C. That's the one. Click on it.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them. The point is, you can read the filing. They said, they literally said they own my name. Well, only if you sign a 360 contract like Prince did with Sony or whatever it was, you can sell your likeness and you can sell your name. I've always free to aired my information. In fact, they got a big problem even saying they can own the catalog because I've always said.
My neighbor got them for me. This was a Christmas present.
In contracts online, so stations can play us without asking TV stations. I always say this is a free, non-exclusive license to the world. Yeah, there it is. The 30th Amendment does not apply to him.
What? Wow. Bloomberg law. Let's see if he's going to read it.
You got to read the filing. I mean, you can't make this.
Okay, so Bloomberg law article connected to the claim Alex Jones' family sued in bankruptcy court over asset transfers. This article covers litigation around his bankruptcy estate and asset transfers tied to the Sandy Hook judgments. It doesn't directly quote the quote a 13th Amendment does not apply to him line, but sits in the same legal context where Jones argued that court enforcement would amount to forced servitude. Jesus.
What's up, man? I mean, they literally, and imagine I'm walking into the courtroom, doing just like this.
Oh, sorry.
Ready to get
and
you.
one time my security had to come over because one of them came over like, and they're like, you only gave us $300 million. We only live off you. We only made all this up about you. And then they just got to act like I'm this bad guy. It's fucking crazy, man. I just laugh at them like, you fucking lunatics. Holy and like one guy looks like Eddie Munster, like walks like a flying monkey. Like it was like, and my lawyer's like, who are these people?
Actually, you know what? I do gotta. After seeing you in that, I'm ordering that. Remind me if you're in the after party. Remind me tonight. I'm ordering one of those because I got my, you know, my good hoodie, but the zipper's fucked up, so I was gonna get another one. But that one's good enough for outside. But the hooded robe, I gotta do that. I love drugs. Welcome, my Valentine. I believe you have found the right channel.
Do these clips exist or no?
There's no cameras in a federal court. I'm just saying, you got to see these people to believe them. Because they know I haven't done any of the stuff, and they'll just sit there going, every time I turn around, they're just going like, and I'm just like, dude, you know, you made $300 million off me. I didn't do any of this. The worst they got is me with a caller one time going, yeah, I can see how it's totally fake synthetic event. I just move on to the next person. Like I said day one, I think Jussie Smollett's fake. If it was real, it's not why am I bad? You know?
We know.
Yeah, it's wild seeing from there to now. Alex, if today you're 22 and you're the same wiring, you're getting started in social media today, doing the same thing you're doing, would you do anything differently?
Oh, I definitely.
Interesting question.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely would have interviewed like those professors and stuff that were saying it didn't happen. I mean, because.
You wouldn't have interviewed those guys.
No, I wouldn't have because it allowed me to be set up.
Why? What? Why?
I mean, here's an example.
Daily reminder that anybody who brings up the woke right out of nowhere is probably the woke right.
People, there's a whole genre of real conspiracy theories where people speculate. What I've always done is really just cover news and analyze stuff people don't know about. The trouble I've gotten in is when I cover somebody else doing something, and then it gets attributed to me. Like I said at the start of the show, after it came out in the WikiLeaks emails, WikiLeaks were confirmed to be real in 2016.
Well, I don't really got to worry about that.
All this horrible Satanism, Aleister Crowley delivering kids to the hot tub or Podesta. We were just some of the people covering that. CNN, MSNBC, New York Times all covered 4chan and 8chan that were putting out disinformation. So they could discredit the real info. I just barely even covered them and said, I think they're wrong. I then got blamed for what they did. Now we know from the emails of Epstein and others, they were working with 8chan and 4chan to plan.
Good question. This is the hard-hitting questions that we need on this stream.
You see, but even when I even talked about it, they then turned around and
trans conservatives. If you know, you know.
With 8chan and 4chan to plant that. You see, but even when I even talked about it, they then turned around and said, "'Cause I was the target. You are the one," and tried to sue me, but that didn't go anywhere. So, but the Democrats used that off record. I can't talk about what happened off record. They used that threat. This is back 2017.
Notice how the pacing, like how he's speaking, is different. It seems like he's being extremely deliberate on the words that he's choosing to use. I can't put my finger on what exactly it is, but like, y'all feels it? It's just
what happened off record. They used that threat. This is back 2017 to get me to go to DC to have a conference about some stuff. It wasn't just Pizzagate; it was other things. And they said, "Okay, well, this person's took them days to even get around to who this person is, but in a huge law firm, all this. But if he'll just stop and
right, doesn't he sound different than he has the rest of the show?
Work with us, $50 million a year." And I said, "I'm not going to do it." And they said, "Fine, you're going to get sued. You're going to get destroyed." And then that's when all this started up. But I mean, I've met with Democrats that you see on TV, the lawyers and stuff, and it's just point blank, "Alex, we like you. Come join us right now." And I'm like, no. So that's why when I'm down lower level and their lower level lawyers are at a mediation, with me, the head of the Koskov firm.
So I should get a small, is what you're saying.
The judge and my lawyer, and the meeting starts. He goes, "You ever seen the Godfather movie?" And I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Well, we're like that. We run the state. You're going to lose. So I got you down here for this mediation. I'm going to go talk to your lawyer, and he'll tell you the message." And the retired judge was like, "Wow, that was weird. I've known him for years, and act like that." And then I get in the car with my lawyer. He goes, well, I go, let me guess. They want me to come meet and agree to this and not talk about the Second Amendment. But he goes, yeah, how'd you know? And I said, I've got this before. So that was just the lower.
I'm ordering mine as soon as the stream is over.
Level, give me the message from the higher level. Like, here's the 50 million. And then by the time we just won't destroy you down here. And I'm like, dude, like they think I'm for sale. I don't know how to sell out. In fact, I have so much energy.
Shouldn't be if you don't eat babies.
Energy and stuff because I'm going to fight for my life. And so I'm going to, and so I wish I never would have stepped into their trap. But the way God works in mysterious ways, I kind of think maybe I shouldn't have any regrets because it was all a learning process. And I learned so much, and how they operate got exposed in the process. And I believe in the end, things like this is going to bring them down. So, I mean, look how Mike Lindell, a judge finds him guilty, no jury, but then months later, everything about the company comes out just like he said. Well, and now they called Lindell. He was on my show 2 weeks ago. You got to get him on. And he
stop eating babies. It's that simple. I don't understand.
Named names, and they said, listen, we'll drop our lawsuit against you, and maybe even, take care of some of the back money that you spent fighting us. Oh, if you'll just not attack us anymore. And Mike said, I didn't attack you. I told the truth. And he said, I'll see you in court, and hung up on him. So see, now they found him in default. Good. Let's have the jury trial later this year. Now that they've already been indicted and it's all coming out. See how it works? So enough time on this. It's coming out about all of them. Does that make sense?
It does. I have one last question I want to ask you before we wrap up.
All right, last question, guys. Remember, not only does every donation now, because we've hit the goal, every donation comes with a refill for Morty. And if we hit 15 out of 15, then you guys get to overrule our sponsor. And I got to do them push-ups.
With Marco Rubio, I don't know what it was, 10 years ago, 8 years ago, 9 years ago. Rob, you have that clip? This one right here. Go ahead and play the clip, Rob.
And while they're doing that, remember, if this link that I just dropped, that is the link to the poll of what my next tattoo is going to be. You get to decide out of these 4 options. I think only 1 or 2 people have voted since the stream has started. But when the stream ends, the design will be chosen. The design will be chosen.
I don't know what it was, 10 years ago, 8 years ago, 9 years ago. Rob, you have that clip? This one right here. Go ahead and play the clip, Rob.
Google, does Facebook,
that's why you get elected.
Be regulated like do they need to be regulated?
Marco Rubio, the snake. Little frat boy here. All right. Yeah.
Who are you?
Hey,
yeah, sure.
Who are you? Come on, bro. More people know who Alex Jones is than know who Marco Rubio is. Come on.
Marco Rubio, the snake. Little frat boy here.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Who are you, man?
Yeah, sure.
I swear to God, I don't know
better
who
hope
you
you
are,
can
man.
platforming. Tens of millions of views.
Infowars.
Bigger than Rush Limbaugh. He knows who Infowars is. Play this joke over here. That's why the platform didn't work.
That's there. Whatever the timeline is. What year is this, Rob? Can you pull up the year?
I remember it. This is like 8 years ago.
Okay. From there to now watching how he's handling himself, has your opinion about him changed?
Well, first, I want to be clear about this clip.
Please.
I didn't mean anything I said. I was just, kind of...
They were having hearings about censorship where they're talking about me, and the Google head was there, but I couldn't ask questions. So I'm already hot and bothered, and they got these scrums all over. So I walk over, and he's doing a scrum with like 4 or 5 reporters. So I sit there politely, and we put the raw video out, but then they banned us right after this, so we should re-upload it. So much stuff that I remember, we'll try to find the full thing. I walk over, and I'm polite, and I wait. And I say, shouldn't we do something about censorship? And what's been happening in Infowars, because that just happened. And he goes, who are you? And then he turns and ignores me. So I wait a while. Then I start being smart mouth. So the media cut it to make me look like I'm a dick. You understand? So I didn't just walk over to him and be a jerk.
Have you guys ever interacted prior to this or no?
Well, no. But here's the thing. I've always thought he was competent, very well spoken. And I knew he used to be more neoconish. That's how the structure was. He's been a great guy for Trump.
I'm surprised. My neighbor hasn't been like, oh, I made you a little, what do they call it? Like a party gifting. What do they go to this fucking thing with a bunch of chocolates in it? She might. I don't know. She always has a little something for me.
And I knew he used to be more neoconish. That's how the structure was. He's been a great guy for Trump. He's got the best.
I
numbers of anybody in there. And so I don't want to be enemies with Marco Rubio. In fact, 6 months ago.
Yeah, he said it was back then. So I don't know exactly, but probably about then.
I know I'm in there. They told me they got in the State Department documents of the 12 people they're mainly targeting when Trump first got in at first. I'm one of them. And we know up to 30. And I've got these documents, a bunch of them. I'm in Crossfire Hurricane. I'm in Arctic Frost. I'm in it all, man. I've been. Oh yeah, I forgot the Sandy Hook thing. It was the CIA went, and that's come out and got the Justice Department to do that as well. CIA, FBI ran all this. I forgot that. The FBI initiated the lawsuits, all of it. So I was trying to get him to do something about it. I advised J.D. Vance when I already knew he had the nomination. Nobody knew it. We met up in Detroit, and I explained. I said it's the Countering Foreign Disinformation Propaganda Act of Obama. That's how they put the stay-behind networks or sleeper cells in. When Trump got in, they put a couple $2 billion that tied into other agencies that already had money for other programs, over $20 billion, to be able to then engage in propaganda and undermining you. And Vance is like, yeah, we're on that. We know about that. But
so what you're saying is that even though he may as well he may be on a right or left wing spectrum, that there's a manner in which he was thinking that didn't actually represent what that side of the political aisle should look like. Is that what you're saying? Glad we agree.
The point is that all the stuff Mike Benz now has just vindicated all that, but I've been aware of this whole plan, and that's why they've been after me, is because I actually know how their plans operate. Sorry. Oh, back to Marco Rubio. I would like to be nice to Marco Rubio, but he goes on to basically threaten to kick my ass in the club. He says
that day.
Yeah, he says if you touch me again, I'm going to have you dealt with.
Crying?
Yeah, I said, you're
crying like tears crying, or like one little drip.
Bodyguard. He goes, no, I'll take care of it myself.
He said that. Good for him. Question I got for you is right now. Okay, this is February 12th is what it is right now.
Just like socialism, right?
Who's your number one candidate, draft pick for 2028 president on the Republican side?
What do you think he's going to say? Give a guess. This is about the end. I think they're just going to be closing up. So give a guess. Who do you think that Alex Jones will say is the number one candidate for draft pick for the Republican side in 2028?
Question I got for you is right now. Okay, this is February 12th is what it is right now. Who's your number one candidate, draft pick for 2028 president on the Republican side? Is it him or Vance?
Is it who I think can win? Or
primary general?
Come on, give me some answers. I'm not playing it until I get 3 answers. I need 3 guesses of what Alex Jones will say is the number one draft pick for the Republicans in 2028. Ron Paul, fair enough. Hey, shout out to Nexus signing up as a member. Welcome to the Disciples. Of course, that gets our boy a treat. And of course, a refill. Let's go.
He stands in the form of a world misled, picking truck from the wreckage, raising God from the dead. Every word is a weapon, shot men declare, exposing every shadow we pretend not to.
This whole verse is about Morty.
A beast of judgment, the Lord give his bed on his ground, rings through the silence of the night. The loyal understand, trigger keeps the balance right. I'm here to resurrect the second coming of common sense.
Let's go. Shout out to Nexus Office. Beautiful. So I am going to drop the link to the Discord server in the chat. Guys, remember, it is free for everyone. But if you are a member of the channel, then you get full access, and that includes the after party. So as soon as we're done here, we're heading over there, and you are not stuck behind your keyboard. We don't have to worry about any TOS. We're all just hanging out, chit-chatting, and nobody can take us down. You are not stuck behind your keyboard. You're on screen with me and everybody else, so you don't have to cam up if you don't want to. But either way, it's a good old time. So come through, whether you're a member or not, but definitely if you are a member, come on through. Thank you so very, very much, sir. Let's see. All right, so we got Ron Paul. As a guest. We got Rubio. That would be a twist of fate, wouldn't it? Vance? He's gonna say himself. There you go. Roseanne Barr. That would be an interesting one. This is a legit, like, I'd be down for that. I'd be down for that. We need somebody who can be like, no. This is what I mean. They all try to do this like, let's dance around and do politics speak. That's gone. That's done. That's the pre-Trump era. That's the pre-Trump era. Glowing Dark, are you saying you want massy MTG? Or are you saying that Alex Jones, Jesus Christ, I forgot his name, is going to say MTG? Pete Buttplug? I don't know. I think Gavin Newsom's pretty much got that locked up. All right, let's see.
Is it him or Vance?
Is it who I think can win? Or is
primary general?
Yeah, well, obviously the Trump changed the game. Like the political landscape. What is politics? What is being presidential? You remember that whole phrase that he's not presidential. That's not a thing anymore. I saw a TikTok that someone was like, when the Democrats curse. I was like, the Democrat politicians. I don't give a damn. I'm not dealing with this shit. That's because you wouldn't see that before. You wouldn't see that before. But Trump changed the game. Remember when it was Obama and McCain? Then there he is. Shout out to Nexus. And just like that. Oh, wait. Just like that. You now have full access. And we'll be in the Let Us Speak voice channel as soon as we are done here. But yeah, you remember when it was Obama and John McCain, and I forget what talk show, it was some daytime talk show. McCain was on, and some lady in the crowd was like, Obama's a dirty blah blah Muslim, blah 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 blah. And John McCain, the neocon warhawk of all neocon warhawks, was like, no, hey, whoa. He's a good man. We're both running, and all that stuff. That was the pre-Trump era. All right, let's see who he says. Say your name.
Those are two different things.
I like J.D. Vance better and think he's very well spoken, and his presidential material. I trust him more, but I gotta say, I think both in the primary and in the general, I think. Even though they're best buddies and two peas in a pod, I mean, I think that's because Rubio's keeping his competition close. I mean, I'd have to say Rubio's got the edge.
Oh, shit! Who called it? Where was it? Who said it? I know one of you said it. Where'd you go? Oh, Nexus called it! Holy shit! That I did not expect. Wait, didn't you say you fucking saw this already? Hold the fucking phone. Didn't you say you saw this already? Are you cheating?
Rubio's got the edge. Yeah. Well, good for you. Even though you like JD, you think Rubio's got the edge.
Well, there's enough, though, conservatives that are anti-war that might taint it. But just for
anti-war,
his performance and the way the way he comes off. I mean, Vance comes off great too. But Rubio gets to also be at the big peace summits and the war operations and, all that really powerful stuff. So, and then he handles it very well. I mean, he comes off very presidential. So I'm just being honest with you.
Okay. So.
Interesting. I mean, it's a lot less interesting given that you fucking read it or you fucking watched it. But I did not see that coming. Farr said, Rubio did better in the debates than Trump back in the day, and J.D. Vance isn't good in debates. Fair. I think that can be addressed. I mean, it's still too early for me to be in one camp or the other. I mean, just by default, I would lean towards J.D. Vance just because Marco Rubio is part of the old guard. But as we've seen, that differentiation doesn't really seem to be there as much as it was before. And so if J.D. Vance can come out and be like, all right, Trump, he kind of boomered out, right? He came in, the bull in China shop, and then he kind of lost his steam. But I'm going to come right back in and blah, 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 blah. I'd be willing to try that. But if not, I think, man, Rubio does have a good choice. I wouldn't be happy to back him, but Gavin Newsom cannot be the president. Do we win him over? Are you the guy that said with the poll? There you go. There we go. One at a time, guys. One at a time. That's how we do it. Let's finish this up and head to the after party.
He comes off very presidential.
Always a good
So
thing.
I'm just being honest with you.
Okay, sounds good. We are at the end of the podcast.
Tell people where to find me.
Say that again.
Tell people where to find me.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, Infowars will probably be shut down. I know it's happened a bunch, but this is probably it in the next 3 weeks.
Hey, what's wrong with being bite-sized?
You'll find out about the new network, the new URLs, the new news sites at Real Alex Jones on X, on Rumble at The Alex Jones Show, which I've just started promoting Rumble. We're going to build that up. And anywhere else we're allowed. We're still banned everywhere else. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, you name it. Oh, what's going on here?
We got a gift for you, buddy.
So Real Alex Jones and our backup network at AJN Live. And Patrick, thank you, brother.
Anytime. And in the interim, folks, it is his birthday yesterday. So we got to sing for you. We got you a cake. We got you a few things. On three, everybody. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
I was like, why are they singing so fast? I forgot I split it up.
To you. Happy birthday, dear Alex Jones. Happy birthday to you. And Rob, can you bring me the other gift hidden so I can give it to him?
And listen, I knew about Manek, but now that I've really looked at it, it looks badass. I can't wait to get involved in that.
Yeah, I mean, people are going to be able to access you, ask you questions.
Oh, you mean the 100 years before Trump came in? I mean, if you think so. I agree. But you're not confusing. I don't know. Are you confusing him with Ron DeSantis? Because remember when Ron DeSantis tried to run and he was on PBD and they got him a gift too. And it was the fucking heel shoes. And he did not take that well. I agree. As someone who is extremely short, just own it. There is no fooling anybody. You can tell when you're wearing like the insert things. Like we can tell. And certainly do not get the leg lengthening surgery. Please do not do that. Yeah. Way more embarrassing than just being a short dude. Trust me. I know. All right, guys. Well, I mean, my heart is full. You guys came through tonight and told me not to do the push-ups, so I'm not doing the push-ups. But a big shout out to all of the donations. Trey started us off with a Cash App. We had Warehouse Junkie, Trey again, Arrow, Rat the Reason, Warehouse again. We had Vale Quest, our sponsor and new member, Nexus Abyss. And there's more. Oh my God, you guys were amazing. No push-ups, more treats for Morty, and signing up as a member. Oh my goodness, guys. I say it every time, but it really do mean it. I know that you could be spending your time doing anything else in the world, and yet here you are hanging out with me and the Overlord. And that means so very much to me. I know we're still building. We hit 5K, like at the end of the year, the end of last year or something, and we're already cooking. I told you before, and I will tell you again. We are way closer to the beginning than we are to the end. So if you like what we're doing here, make sure you subscribe. As I said, live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, and sometimes whenever I feel like it. So make sure you subscribe. And again, YouTube sucks with those notifications. So make sure you hit the bell so you never miss an Indian Jesus live party ever again. Big shout out to all of you. Thank you so very much for hanging out. Once again, we have Morty, the Overlord, and I have been your host, Lutch, a.k.a. the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of Common Sense. We are headed over to Discord in the after party in the Let Us Speak channel. Let me know if you're in there and you can't find it and you have the permissions. Thank you again. Until next time, guys, We are out of here. Peace.